at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat.
Gold is trading at $1,602, silver at $18.18, and Bitcoin is trading around $10,190.
Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals. High-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news,
two whistleblowers, Chelsea Manning and Edward Snowden, were nominated alongside WikiLeaks journalist and former editor-in-chief Julian Assange for the Nobel Peace Prize of 2020 by 17 members of a German parliamentary group. Activist Post reports earlier this month, more than 130 prominent figures in Germany from the world of art, politics, and the media signed an appeal for the release of Julian Assange, including former German Vice Chancellor Sigmar Gabriel and Nobel Prize winner Elfriede Jelinek. Assange has won a total of 20 awards, Manning has won 11, and Snowden has won 9 for their individual bravery, helping to shed light on the truth. Last year, Assange's friend, Nobel Peace Prize laureate Madrid Maguire, accepted the joint GUE-NGL Prize for journalists, whistleblowers, and defenders of the right to information.
Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin.
Your news now continues. Faced with a tsunami of sexual abuse lawsuits from thousands of alleged victims, the Boy Scouts of America filed for bankruptcy Tuesday in a bid to continue operating. The Mind Unleashed reports the organization, which just recently celebrated its 110th anniversary on February 8th, listed its liabilities as between $100 million and $500 million, but its assets at $50,000 or less, per court documents filed in the Delaware Bankruptcy Court. Due to the filing, all civil litigation against the organization has ground to a halt. Thousands of people had filed accusations that they faced abuse while they were scouts, and myriad others had also been expected to come forward. The Boy Scouts of America, a nonprofit organization, is swamped in hundreds of sexual abuse lawsuits at present, including several that allege repeated fondling, exposure to pornography, and forced anal or oral sex. Last week, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents took a Philadelphia woman into custody. The woman was dropping her child off at Eliza B. Kirkbride Elementary School in South Philadelphia at the time of her arrest. She was released the same day. The Mind Unleashed reports that as a result of the arrest and the fact that it took place at a school district of Philadelphia school has led the district to question the current protocols regarding requests and visits from ICE agents. According to Superintendent William Haidt, the school district of Philadelphia has been working on protocols to prevent ICE from targeting parents who are either dropping off or picking up their children from school. A 2010 study of immigration-related arrests of parents found that children experienced at least 4 adverse behavioral changes in the 6 months following a raid or arrest.
Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
We turn to Washington, D.C., where America's roommates are holding a rally as part of their new One Vote Doesn't Matter political action campaign. The rally, which drew thousands of roommates, ranging from the guy who keeps all of his groceries in his room to the guy whose name the lease is under, is just a part of a surging grassroots movement to spread the message that one person's vote can't make a difference if you really, really think about it.
You know, this is like the most important election of our lifetime. We just want to get the word out that it's already been decided in some smoke-filled boardroom. You know, I pretty much minored in poli-sci, so I think I get this stuff.
Joining us now is Jason Copeland at a rally in the nation's capital. Jason, how would you describe the energy there?
Yeah, hi, Andrea. I'd say it's a definite chill vibe. I just saw the roommate whose only friend seems to be his younger brother and the guy who just has an air mattress in his room passing out flyers together. Now, the roommates do make some interesting points. The Electoral College it is weird.
This is the Onion News Network. Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free numbers 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And nobody.
And I love New Hampshire. There's just something...
Who doesn't these days?
There's just something about this place that is undeniably awesome. Like today, this article from the union leader here about this police chief.
There's more to this story too that I will share. The article has some error in it, so you do it and then I'll do the suffix.
Okay. Yeah. So in Croydon, I guess a police chief, Richard Lee, said that he was forced to leave town hall in his underwear Tuesday after the Board of Selectmen voted to dissolve the town's one-man police department. Now, he wasn't forced to do anything, right? They said, hey, turn in your car and your uniform. We're done here. And he then chose to walk home in his underwear.
Well, I mean...
He could have called for a ride.
He could have called for a ride. He says he did not have another car because that was his take-home police car vehicle.
Yes, but surely if he wasn't that disliked in this town, one of the people there would have been like, hey, you want to ride home, man?
Maybe
it's
there's
a
a reason they
snowstorm
fired
out there.
him,
I was told that I had to turn over the keys to the cruiser and my uniform immediately. I had no other means of transportation, as the cruiser is a take-home vehicle, and I have no spare clothes in the office, so I did as I was ordered, Lee said Wednesday. Good on him for following the instructions to the letter, I guess. Lee said he started walking toward his home in Newport during a snowstorm, wearing boots, a hat, and his underwear before his wife picked him up. Now it did.
Oh, he did have a wife with a vehicle, so he could have called her.
Yeah,
obviously,
he just chose not to.
He was being petulant.
Yeah, but it definitely was a snowstorm yesterday. It ultimately didn't accumulate too much, but it was. I wouldn't have wanted to walk home in my underwear.
Yeah. Well, when I first saw that story, I thought, oh my God, I wish we had been there with our cameras to catch this.
Someone called my wife, but I probably made it about 3/4 of a mile before she got there, he said. So he walked 3/4 of a mile in the snow in his underwear, hat, and boots. Now, it's kind of tragic that the boots were not part of the uniform, because the only thing that would make this funnier is if he had also been barefoot.
Oh, no, there's something else that can make it funnier.
Lee said he complied with the board's request for everything except access to evidence and other police records. Lee, who was employed by the town of 700 for about 20 years, was its prosecutor as well as its only police officer. It is unclear whether criminal cases can be followed through in his absence. Well, one would hope not. But how many criminal cases could there really be in a town of 700 in New Hampshire? Other than traffic violations, I can't imagine he's doing very many arrests.
Yeah, it seems. I mean, there can be a lot of crimes because, your average person commits 3 felonies a day, and if they got one meth head out there, that can be like 120 crimes right there. But yeah, he's not going to catch all that.
It's a little unclear what happened next. voters forced the board to hold a special town meeting in May, at which the decision to dissolve the department was reversed. But
it's immoral to vote.
But this article came out today, so presumably they attempted to dissolve it last year and ended up having to undo it and then dissolved it again yesterday.
Wow. Well, so this is what I've got. I know a person. I believe this person to be honest and to have reasonable means of having good knowledge of what actually happened. What she tells me is that, no, he was not required to take his uniform off. He chose to do that.
I believe it.
He could have brought it back the next day. And what makes me think that this was almost certainly true is he did not attempt to call his wife, but somebody else was able to call her, get her on the phone, get her in a car, and get her out there. So this was a police officer having a temper tantrum like a petulant child, if this is appropriate. And you've got to think, what's it like when you have a petulant child armed to the teeth, able to kill with impunity in your face, dealing with him on the street? So if this story is true, I am absolutely delighted that he is no longer working as a police officer.
Well, I suspect a single police officer in a police department in a town of 700 in New Hampshire is less able to kill with impunity than, say, a cop in the NYPD or the LAPD.
He doesn't even have a partner to turn him in. Not that they would. So whatever he says is going to go.
So he's no longer employed. People are saying, he didn't deserve this. He's not perfect. No human being is. But what kind of a town lets their chief of police, by the way, he wasn't chief of police. They had been nominating him that each year as a formality, and last year they declined to do it, and they declined to do it again this year. So he wasn't chief of police, which, by the way, he's the chief of police and also the only police officer. So what is that title really worth?
Yeah, that's really interesting. But yet, when dealing with the union leader, how did he describe himself? Chief of police. Because where are they going to get it if not from him? So that's kind of another. I've got a feeling like I kind of liked, except for the fact that he was a cop, the Grafton cop. But I don't think I would have liked the Croydon cop. And I think there may be a reason that he's out of a job.
Well, if he's the only cop, I guess by definition, he is also the chief of police. But it's a meaningless title. Rick Sampson asked, what kind of a town lets their chief of police walk out in a snowstorm in his underwear?
See, that was my reaction. The last thing I said on Facebook before I got the rest of the story was, on the one hand, this is hilarious in that I love the idea of a cop walking down the street in his underwear. On the other hand, I hate the idea of a fired employee being put out on the street in his underwear. So I can look at it two different ways and have two different feelings about it.
Well, he wasn't put out in his underwear. Even if he was required to turn in his uniform, he wasn't put out in his underwear.
Well, he was, and apparently he was not required to immediately turn in
whether he
his
was
underwear.
or he wasn't, he was the one who chose not to call his wife or not to ask someone for a ride.
Exactly.
He was the one who was like, it's snowing out there, but
once I got the new data, it was like, that changes everything about my view of the story.
I don't think it does. I think he was being petulant and petty either way, and he wanted to play himself up as being the victim. So he was like, this is the most I can victimize myself by walking home in my underwear, wearing only my underwear, a hat, and boots in the middle of this snowstorm in freaking New Hampshire, because this town of 700 has decided that it's not cost effective for them to have a police department. So what are they going to do now?
I'm sure that was part of it.
With their cruiser that nobody has.
I don't know, but I drive a Crown Vic Cruiser, so I'm going to give him a call tomorrow and see if it's for sale.
It may very well be. Evidently, they just bought the guy a new radio, and he made the excuse to the town that, his life is in danger if he doesn't have a good working radio. Now, keep in mind, and keep in mind that he's the only police officer. So
who you gonna call?
Yeah, if your life is in danger and you have this radio, what good is it doing you, man?
Well, his wife will come get him, bring him some clean clothes.
Cell 411 would be more effective at that point. Just get a random citizen who is probably armed, because this is New Hampshire, to come up and help
everybody's
you out.
armed up there. Croydon, Grafton, everybody got a gun.
Yeah, so why even bother with the radio? It's just, it's a jobs program for this guy, and the city of Croydon, or the town of Croydon, decided they didn't want to continue paying him $40,000 or $50,000 a year, depending on the sources.
Yeehaw!
To continue doing whatever it was that he was doing. 855-450-3733. This is Free Talk Live, or if you want clearer quality, you can use the Discord caller lines, which you can find at discord.freetalklive.com.
And not to mention the shedding, I would vacuum the carpet 3 times a week. Frodo was scratching all night long, bouncing on the side of the bed, keeping me awake the whole entire night from all the scratching and chewing. It kind of makes you neurotic.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy?
Mounds and mounds of fur all over the place.
Come to Dinovite for help.
DINOVITE.com. If you want the dog to be healthy, you got to feed it something healthy.
Dinovite is nutrition.
The omega-3 fatty acids.
Flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa.
Our vitamins and enzymes replace the nutrients cooked out of most commercial dog foods.
He gobbles it up. He's not up all night scratching. His shedding is minimal, and it is such a pleasure to have my calm, relaxed, non-shedding puppy back. And I have to thank Dinovite for that.
Don't let your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy.
Come to Dinovite for help.
859-428-1000.
859-428-1000. DINOVITE.com.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app, and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org. Don't miss this year's LibertyCon with great speakers like Whole Foods CEO John Mackey, Congressman Justin Amash, and Nobel Prize winner Vernon Smith. Attend 2 spectacular debates. Is government necessary, and does capitalism require government intervention? Network with over 70 pro-liberty organizations. This and a whole lot more. April the 3rd through the 5th in Washington, D.C. Visit LibertyCon.com and use code FTL for a $10 discount on LibertyCon.com.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com. What if you want to hear the latest episode of Free Talk Live, but all you have is your phone, you forgot to download our archive, and you have no data connection? You can call our Listen line at 641-793-0191. That's a long-distance number, so you may incur charges. If not, listen as long as you want. 641-793-0191. The Free Talk Live Listen line, 641-793-0191.
There are basically 2 types of advertising, direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer-term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call it and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number's 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And nobody.
And do you want more businesses in your area accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Well, now with AnyPay, you can earn passive income for every purchase at these businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you receive the rewards, and it's instant. There's no waiting for weeks or months for your payouts. It all adds up. Just download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at anypayinc.com. That's anypayinc.com. There's also an incentive to get people to use Bitcoin Cash and Dash, since the merchant and the customer both receive Bitcoin Cash back and Dash back for every single purchase made using those cryptocurrencies. It's really awesome. All the more reason for people to get into cryptocurrency. Again, check it out at anypayinc.com, anypayinc.com. Now, moving on here, Rich, you brought in two stories. One of them, I have the wrong one pulled up because I'm so good at my job. Mm-hmm. A teen girl who sent a teen boy 5 inappropriate pictures.
Actually, let's start with the other one.
This is the one I have pulled up.
Okay, then we'll start with that one.
And the boy, it seems, was 18 at the time that he was receiving. Now, we should also point out that these are inappropriate pictures, but they're not nudes.
No.
Even by the context of the most insane anti-pedophilia type of person, she was in her underwear, which inappropriate, sure, but not illegal, I don't believe. Is it?
Well, I wouldn't think so. What's the difference between underwear and a bathing suit? I mean, you can walk down the street in a bikini.
You can, yeah. So this is a result of let's just go to the story. Zachary, who is now 19, is in jail awaiting sentencing for 5 pictures his teenage girlfriend. I object to that term. They never actually met, and it's really vague whether or not they were in any sort of relationship. There's no reason to believe they were.
I think later in the story, it says that it turned romantic, but given as this is a long-distance relationship carried out entirely by phone, I mean, that's a very difficult line to draw now, isn't it?
Well, even if they have met, I don't know how, and we also have to back up. Dude was 17 at the time, so he was a minor himself. And we really have to ask the question, should it even be illegal for creepy, sure, and something that most people would frown upon, but should it be illegal for a 17-year-old to have some sort of romantic relationship with a 13-year-old girl?
See,
they're both kids.
I mean, when I was in high school, it was not uncommon for a senior to date a freshman. That was not considered a big deal. Should
I don't
it
know
have
that
been?
freshmen are 13,
I don't
though.
know. But, I mean, were like half a dozen or a dozen people I went to school with, would I classify them as pedophiles? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I don't know that I would consider a freshman to be a 13-year-old. I think they're probably 14 or 15, which, it's still, there's a lot of gray area here.
Yeah.
But I don't think, it's certainly not illegal, certainly not a pedophile.
Yeah. And these are people who were never in the same room together.
Right. They never met. At most, they had phone conversations. So he faced a possible choice between a maximum sentence of 350 years in prison or a lifetime on the sex offender registry as a sexually violent offender, even though he never actually met the girl.
And what exactly was the violence?
It doesn't, I mean,
existing while she sent him a text.
Yeah, because he never met her, so how could he possibly have inflicted violence upon her?
One does have to wonder. If he did, I want him to teach me how. I mean, I wouldn't use it on a girl, but if I could beat somebody up from across town, that would be really cool.
Well, maybe he thinks he's one of those. Maybe he thinks he's a witch, and he used violent black magic on her or something. In which case, she still wouldn't have had any actual violence done to her. But anyway, about 2 years ago, when Zachary was a 17-year-old high school senior, a girl in his computer club invited him over to visit. She introduced him to her younger sister, age 13. Recipe for disaster already. This younger sister told Zachary he reminded her of a friend. This friend, also a 13-year-old girl, shared Zachary's love of dragons and video games. The two 13-year-olds started Skyping Zachary together. Eventually, Zachary and the dragon lover struck up an online friendship, which developed into an online romance. Okay, fair enough. By the summer, a month after Zachary turned 18, the girl sent him 5 pictures of herself in her underwear. Her face was not visible, nor were her private parts. That's according to information provided by Zachary's parents, as well as an evaluation with Zachary conducted by a psychologist. Zachary is incredibly smart, according to the psychologist. Although socially awkward and emotionally immature, importantly, he does not possess, quote, distorted ideas about sex, according to the psychologist, whatever that would mean.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I don't know. And they're pretty, I mean, they're pretty straight and narrow in terms of what they consider distorted. So I'm guessing this guy is really vanilla.
Even so, Zachary was arrested and charged with 20 felonies, including indecent liberties with a minor, using a computer to propose sex, and child porn reproduction, transmission, and selling, even though he did not send or sell the pictures to anyone. All this from 5 underwear pictures. If convicted, Zachary's father told me he faced a theoretically possible maximum sentence of 350 years. So instead, he took a plea bargain, because that's what prosecutors do. They scare defendants into a deal. Zachary agreed to plead guilty to 2 counts of indecent liberties with a minor. For this, he will be registered as a violent sex offender for the rest of his life. Yes, violent, even though he never met the girl in person. Zachary's dad wrote to the authorities asking about this and got a letter back from the Virginia State Police reiterating that this conviction requires Zachary to register as a sexually violent offender. The letter, which was obtained by reason...
Despite not being one, because the law is made of lies.
If anything, he's the victim. Having received these pictures that landed him in trouble...
But he's a guy. It's his fault.
And he's the older one, right? So it's obviously his fault. It's completely ridiculous. As part of the plea, Zachary also agreed never to appeal. He will be sentenced on March the 9th. Until then, he remains in jail.
Well, I'll tell you, I called that prosecutor today, and we'll come back to that when we come back.
855-450-3733. Do you think this is justified?
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
I can definitely say that I have found the best cryptocurrency wallet. Certainly the best named one. I'm Mark Edge, and I love the Edge wallet. I've been using it for the last few months. You can buy, sell, trade, and hold your cryptocurrency securely. I trust my holdings of all the major cryptocurrencies to Edge wallet, and you should too. No long phrases to memorize, just a username and password. Secure your freedom with Edge wallet. Get it now on Apple or Android in the App Store or at edge.app.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com. What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveatpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveatpurse.com. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number's 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And nobody.
And are you 100% sure that you're going to have a great retirement, or do you have doubts? Tom Young, the author and founder of the CFO Project, can show you how to be debt-free in 9 years or less, including your mortgage, without spending a single dollar more. With the current state of the federal debt at $23 trillion and the unfunded liabilities at $127 trillion, numbers that are just unfathomably large, you can't wait to take control of your money. Don't let your retirement savings be used to bail out the government. Instead of just building a plan, Tom can show you how to create strategies now to save money without penalties and with as little government involvement as possible. His new book, The Family Money Farm, The CFO Project, will show you exactly how to build wealth and eliminate debt. Get your free copy now at cfoproject.com. That's cfo-project.com. Now, in other actual rape news, now, even though this 17, 18-year-old kid is facing 350 years in prison or a lifetime of being on the violent sex offenders registry, we also have this story out of New York of these ex-NYPD cops accused of raping a teen in a police van who have dodged a prison sentence with a plea deal. Now, this is a mess. Now, because of this story, the city of New York, or the state of New York, I don't know which, actually passed a law. Get this, this was necessary. They found it necessary to pass this law, making it illegal for cops to have sex with people they had arrested.
Yeah.
One marvels that was ever necessary.
Well, the NYPD is famous for rapist pigs.
Well, clearly. And, there's all of these news stories about how people aren't sure if this 14-year-old kid could have consented to getting a Hummer from his 32-year-old blonde teacher or whatever. But the power dynamic is just so. And then you have these cops, these two drug warriors who arrested an 18-year-old girl, took her to their van, had sex with her.
Took turns raping her.
Yes, took turns raping her.
They didn't have sex with her. They raped her.
And they didn't take turns. They did it simultaneously and then let her go half an hour later. And they're not facing any prison time over this. Now, I'm not a fan of prison, but if you're a cop and
I'm not a fan of prison either. They should be killed badly.
See, I'm not a fan of that either. But if they're going to play this game of being law enforcement people, law enforcers who use aggression against people and put people into prisons, then in the course of doing that, if they do things that are just so horrifically immoral and obviously illegal, then they should very much be susceptible to the punishments imposed by that prison system. But instead...
I mean, I would love to see them in Gen Pop, identified as cops with badges tattooed on them.
Having raped an 18-year-old girl. I would also love that.
I would like for them to feel everything she felt.
And this would be a result of their own actions and a long-term consequence of them feeding people into the New York prison system.
Yeah.
So it would essentially be exactly what they deserved.
And these monsters talk about a war on cops. There's no war on cops. They declared war on us, and once in a while we get lucky and take one out.
Yeah, and on this occasion, they're getting off without anything.
Yes, they are.
These ex-cops, Eddie Martins and Richard Hall, pled guilty.
Do you have addresses on them? Can we give that out?
I don't know, but they pled guilty, worth pointing out, in Brooklyn Supreme Court to 11 counts of felony bribe, receiving and misdemeanor official conduct. I don't even understand that charge.
Oh, and that's the bad thing about that is that means they're probably not on the sex offender registry, so I can't go look them up so we can give out their address.
No, they seem to be just charged with official misconduct. They will serve 5 years probation with previous coworkers.
Tough judge.
Yeah, I mean, this is their coworkers.
If nothing else, I can find out who the judge is and call him up and tell him what I think of him.
But no jail time, which was held off the official court calendar at the request of defense lawyers and kept under wraps by prosecutors whose press office did not tell the media that the high-profile defendants would appear before a judge.
Because you got to keep the rapist pigs safe. You just don't have to keep the innocent teenage girls safe.
The cop's accuser was also not told of the hush-hush plea deal, her lawyer said. Well, of course not. Can you imagine? Prosecutors who request that the cop serve between 1 and 3 years prison was denied, later confirmed the plea deal to the Post. Sentencing is set for October the 10th. The 11 charges had carried a maximum of 7 years in prison. And that's because they were charged with official misconduct and not sexual assault, battery, and rape. violent
Not
rape.
to mention deprivation of civil rights under color of law. I mean, these people should have been nailed to the wall, and they got nothing. And then they take this child and they crush him.
Well,
I don't understand. I don't understand how anybody can look at this system and say we can let this system continue to operate for another day and that will be fine. It's got to go.
They're getting away with rape, said the lawyer, Michael David. They raped my client, and they're not getting any, and they pled guilty to this, and they're not getting any jail time.
Yeah, they get nothing. But she's just a peasant. They're king pigs.
That sends a horrible message that they can kidnap people off the street, rape them, and get away with it.
Well, it's a horrible message, but it's an honest message because every jurisdiction in America, a pig can rape a little girl, and walk away 9 times out of 10.
Well, I'm not going to portray an 18-year-old as a little girl, but certainly
no. But a lot of times they do rape little girls, and they still walk away.
Yeah. So Martins and Hall have admitted they had sex in their police van with Chambers, who was then 18 years old, after a drug bust in Coney Island in 2017. But the two cops have insisted that it was consensual and that Chambers wasn't handcuffed. Chambers has in turn insisted the sex was forced. Now, what I want to know is, she was taken in for a drug bust, right?
Yeah, weed.
Did they charge her?
I do not know.
Or was the sex part of her getting off without charges?
Either way, it's rape.
I mean, for sure. But I mean, it makes the idea of it being rape a lot harder to avoid for the district attorney if it turns out that, in fact, she wasn't charged anyway. They took her in on a drug bust. They raped her. And then they were like, oh, in the process of raping you, I guess we lost the pot you had.
It's mind-blowing that people are not out in the streets armed and making this stop.
The two disgraced cops were originally facing rape and kidnapping charges, but the charges were dropped in March. This case was botched from day one. This was never a rape case. They never should have allowed these men to be smeared as rapists and whatnot, rather than follow the evidence, which quickly established that she was fabricating everything about the encounter. I don't know what you need to fabricate here. You're an 18-year-old girl getting arrested by cops for possession of marijuana. And it doesn't matter if you consent to the encounter at that point or not, because the power dynamic there is clearly so out of whack that you can't possibly be free to exercise autonomy and self-discretion in that situation.
And this woman has come out and she's identified herself. She's showed her face. So I don't have any question in my mind that they're lying and she's telling the truth.
So do you think that the entire police system should be brought down? 855-450-3733. This is Free Talk Live.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla. I started fighting the IRS over 40 years ago when they tried to seize my mother's house. I sued the IRS and won. I beat the IRS then, and I've been beating them ever since. I wrote the book on tax debt settlement, and I've helped thousands of people deal with tax problems they thought might never be solved. I can help you too. If you owe taxes you can't pay, don't wait another day. There's no such thing as a hopeless tax case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, danpilla.com. That's danpilla.com, danpilla.com.
Bags under the eyes, crow's feet, fine lines and wrinkles are things adults complain about as they age. Now there's Instantly Ageless. It works in minutes and is great for men and women. Here's a clip from The Rachel Ray Show testing the results of Instantly Ageless.
Board-certified dermatologist Dr. Whitney Bowe.
If you're looking to try to turn back the clock on a budget, in the privacy of your own home, but actually there's some recent technologies emerging, almost like changes the behavior of the skin while it sits on the skin.
She went off to try a product called Instantly Ageless.
Yeah, instantly you could see a difference. Even the cameraman were like, wow, look at the difference.
Yeah,
but I would definitely use this product.
This product within minutes of applying it, it was actually a very dramatic rejuvenation.
Try Instantly Ageless today at GCNlife.com. That's GCNlife.com. 30-day money-back guarantee and preferred price discount at GCNlife.com. That's GCNlife.com.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon you'll need a plan and place to survive. Forget bunkers. You're not a live underground gopher. You need survivalist camps, the ultimate fully functional, off-the-grid mobile survival bug-out house that's well-equipped and custom-built to outlast any other RV or trailer. Bold statement? You bet. See them now at survivalistcamps.com. That's survivalistcamps.com. Trust your family's survival to survivalistcamps.com.
We have some good news. The indictments against Ross Ulbricht in the District of Maryland were dismissed with prejudice, meaning they can never be refiled. This is especially good because those indictments contain the only charge ever made that Ross engaged in murder for hire. This was a serious allegation that Ross Ulbricht denies. It was never prosecuted or ruled on by a jury, but was trumpeted by the federal government and the media as if it were proven fact. The Maryland court held these indictments for almost 5 years, poisoning Ross's case and leaving him under a cloud of unproven allegations. As explained in Ross's appeal to the Supreme Court, the fact that the judge used these allegations to give Ross a draconian sentence of double life without parole violated his Sixth Amendment right to a jury trial. Judges are required to issue sentences based on convictions decided by a jury, not unproven allegations never even charged at trial. Although this is a positive development, the dropped indictment will not set Ross free. Now, a presidential pardon is Ross's only hope of freedom. Sign the petition at freeross.org. freeross.org.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
Great. And nobody.
And for years, libertarians of all stripes have wanted a directory of liberty-minded businesses, and we're helping to build one, Liberty.menu. Liberty.menu is a tool for our community. At its core is a directory for events, businesses, and digital content, and more. Listings can be rated and reviewed, and there's a bit of a social network aspect to it so that you can connect and share with others. However, use of Liberty.menu is exclusively for individuals who reject the initiation of force and those who agree to abide by the ethics of the non-aggression principle. So put your voluntarist ideas into action at Liberty.menu and use code FTL to get a special badge. That's Liberty.menu. Now, we're talking about these two cops in New York who arrested an 18-year-old girl for having pot, evidently, and proceeded to rape her, ultimately being charged with, what was it? What was the official charge? Official misconduct.
Ooh, tough charge.
Yeah, to which they pled guilty and received 5 years of probation. Were they even fired? I guess it was. It says they were ex-cops at the start of the article.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, they were fired because I mean, if nothing else, I think this was. I hope it was a felony.
Official misconduct?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I'm guessing there's probably a misdemeanor and a felony version of that charge. Most states, so I don't know.
Well, what kind of a society do we live in? If
we live in a profoundly sick society.
If you can rape someone and get charged with official misconduct.
When you're a cop. When you were the person who was supposed to protect her. And instead you arrest her for weed, which why?
Because that's what they do.
And
of course they had to say, she has serious credibility issues. This girl, she lied under oath. And it's never specified what lies under oath she told. But let's just remind people that these two cops admitted to having sex with this girl, at the very least, under duress. Now, you can't, I don't care what's going on in your head. There's no way you can imagine an 18-year-old girl in New York City getting arrested for possession of illegal drugs, going, you know what, at this same time that all of this stuff is happening, I'm really excited, and I want to have sex with both of these officers. Officers, please have sex with me. She certainly did not initiate or desire this encounter.
And these are NYPD cops, and when they interacted with Mr. Garner, they proved that they will literally kill you for a cigarette.
Yeah.
Because they killed him for a cigarette.
The best case scenario for the defense is that she was trying to get out from the drug charges and agreed to have sex with the officers in return for that. But that's not any better. That's still rape. That's still kidnapping her and raping her.
Yeah.
So there's no way the cops can get out with a charge like official misconduct and have everything be okay. They raped this girl.
Yeah. No,
without getting too specific, both officers left DNA in the girl's body and then pointed out that she made false statements under oath. As a result of this disturbing incident, said the DA in a press statement, New York passed a law to prohibit police officers from having sex with people in their custody.
There's got to be a better adjective than disturbing there. Horrific? Mind-boggling? I don't know.
But this closed a loophole that had allowed officers to claim that the sex was consensual. And again, coming back to it, to just this notion of being arrested by somebody with a gun who purports to have authority over you and who will kill you if you resist.
Or maybe if you don't, because, they just do that. I mean, they'll randomly shoot dogs. But, my mom and I watched this show called Blue Bloods, and it's actually a good show, and it's about New York City cops. And it's like, and I'll sit there and I'll watch it with her, and I'll say, Mom, I would love to live in a world where there were cops who acted like that. But I'll tell you what, I've interacted with the real thing. Mostly monsters.
Yeah, I think the most benevolent police I've encountered have been here in New Hampshire.
Well, in New Hampshire and Ann Arbor, Michigan, the cops are relatively good. And the reason is they're college towns.
Relatively is the key word there, though.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're college towns. So what happens is rich families send their kids here, and they get mad if you kill them. So here we have cops that probably won't kill your kids, although but anywhere else, all bets are off.
There actually is a cop, a resource officer at the local school that on record has killed a person.
Well, he killed a person, but he killed a person in a righteous shoot. So I can't criticize him for that. I mean, this was a violent situation where he had to do
teenager,
that.
Though, isn't it?
But he did attack a teenager coming out of a bathroom with absolutely excessive force.
And is his eyewitness testimony the only evidence we have of him shooting someone in a justified manner?
No. This is well documented. It was right. There was a hostage who had a knife and a woman who was in danger legitimately, everything that I've been able to dig up about this case says absolutely a righteous shoot.
I remember seeing a righteous not shoot in some third world country where there were lots of police officers surrounding a man swinging a knife, and they managed to wrestle him down, get it, and not kill him.
Yeah, and I wouldn't necessarily I wouldn't necessarily expect that. I mean, to me, that's a bonus. Those are the guys who I would say those are hero cops.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, you're putting the victim in a fair bit of danger by not shooting
for him,
the person with the knife. I mean, if he's got a knife against someo's throat, you're endangering the victim.
You're justified, and really.
Well, I mean, it's not even that. If you try to sneak up behind that person and tackle them, you very well could be the reason that person with the knife to their throat gets killed.
Exactly. I don't even question that for this reason. That guy should not have tried to tackle the knifeman, because you're absolutely right. He could have gotten that hostage killed. So this keen cop, I don't even like to bring up that shoot, because it was, it was the right thing to do.
So maybe that's why he's got the job.
It was what I would have done if I'd been standing there with a gun. So I got no problem.
Well, a cop making one ethical decision throughout their career is nice, but it's still stacked alongside hundreds of every single time they get up and they go to work, they're committing actions that are unethical and immoral.
Well, and that's the thing is, to me, the police are the enemy army. Because I smoke weed, and that means they're sworn to destroy my life if they can. And they've done it once. Well, they've done it repeatedly. I got to go to court tomorrow. It'll be last time on this. But, they arrested me for being a felon in possession of a garden tool.
This is still ongoing?
Well, the last thing is there was also a driving on suspended license, which they did convict me on, and so I'm going in for sentencing tomorrow. But the thing that I get to do is I get to make a pre-sentencing statement, and so I'm going to tell the judge what I think.
You're the victim,
and I might go to jail for a while after that, but I'll be back eventually if they don't kill me.
What is the sentencing possibility here for driving?
It's up to, well, if I don't get a contempt of court, which
is unlikely. I know you. It's unlikely.
It's unlikely that I don't?
Yes.
Well,
you're more likely to get one.
I mean, it could happen. It could happen. My favorite interaction.
It would depend on how much they make you angry.
Yeah, and so that's why I'm shouting it out tonight. This is my primal scream before I go in and deal with the judge.
So, what are the possible outcomes here?
Like up to $1,200 fine or something. But
this all stems back to you getting arrested for the machete?
Well, I got arrested for driving on suspended license. There is a machete in my trunk,
In your trunk, out of
in
reach.
my trunk on a pile of tools, and they decided it was a deadly weapon, even though it doesn't fit the definition under the law, and they charged me with a felony, dropped it, brought it back. So twice I have to pay $800 for a public defender.
That sounds about right. The justice system is broken. 855-450-3733.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at marketfreetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. Marketfreetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, marketfreetalklive.com.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,602, silver at $18.18, and Bitcoin is trading around $10,190. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, 2 whistleblowers, Chelsea Manning and Edward Snowden, were nominated alongside WikiLeaks journalist and former editor-in-chief Julian Assange for the Nobel Peace Prize of 2020 by 17 members of a German parliamentary group. Activist Post reports earlier this month, more than 130 prominent figures in Germany from the world of art, politics, and the media signed an appeal for the release of Julian Assange, including former German Vice Chancellor Sigmar Gabriel and Nobel Prize winner Elfriede Jelinek. Assange has won a total of 20 awards, Manning has won 11, and Snowden has won 9 for their individual bravery, helping to shed light on the truth. Last year, Assange's friend, Nobel Peace Prize laureate Madrid Maguire, accepted the joint GUE-NGL Prize for journalists, whistleblowers, and defenders of the right to information. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. Faced with a tsunami of sexual abuse lawsuits from thousands of alleged victims, the Boy Scouts of America filed for bankruptcy Tuesday in a bid to continue operating. The Mind Unleashed reports the organization, which just recently celebrated its 110th anniversary on February 8th, listed its liabilities as between $100 million and $500 million, but its assets at $50,000 or less, per court documents filed in the Delaware Bankruptcy Court. Due to the filing, all civil litigation against the organization has ground to a halt. Thousands of people had filed accusations that they faced abuse while they were scouts, and myriad others had also been expected to come forward. The Boy Scouts of America, a nonprofit organization, is swamped in hundreds of sexual abuse lawsuits at present, including several that allege repeated fondling, exposure to pornography, and forced anal or oral sex. Last week, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents took a Philadelphia woman into custody. The woman was dropping her child off at Eliza B. Kirkbride Elementary School in South Philadelphia at the time of her arrest. She was released the same day. The Mind Unleashed reports that as a result of the arrest and the fact that it took place at a school district of Philadelphia school has led the district to question the current protocols regarding requests and visits from ICE agents. According to Superintendent William Height, the school district of Philadelphia has been working on protocols to prevent ICE from targeting parents who are either dropping off or picking up their children from school. A 2010 study of immigration-related arrests of parents found that children experienced at least 4 adverse behavioral changes in the 6 months following a raid or arrest. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
An alarming new study finds that people suffering from stress-related disorders react poorly to being trapped in underwater elevators. A tired 398-month-old throws a tantrum, and a little clay thing is purchased at an arts festival. And now an eerily perfect recap of this week's news. The Catholic Church reversed its long-held stance against gay marriage this week after meeting Connecticut couple Tony and Craig. The vacationing pair dazzled the Pope and assorted clergy with their witty conversation and true loving affection for each other, leading Vatican officials to conclude that love is love and it's silly to put restrictions on it in this day and age. The Chinese people announced that they would be willing to forgive most of the United States' $1.16 trillion debt if Americans agreed to dress up in costumes and perform silly dances for them. Chinese officials encouraged U.S. citizens to wear sequined vests and prance around while slapping their big fat American tummies, promising that the more humiliating the performance, the more debt will be erased. In sports, NASCAR fans are deeply puzzled by a mysterious black family seen attending multiple races.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
Gray.
And nobody.
And evidently the U.S. is very concerned about Bitcoin, although the...
Quick, somebody panic.
Yeah, the cryptocurrency world has, I don't know how to tell the U.S. government this, but Bitcoin is old news. And it's
Bitcoin Cash.
Well, even Bitcoin Cash is old news. I mean, you got Monero and Zcash and Hush and all of these other privacy coins
endless
now.
list.
Yeah, and Bitcoin's technology is old and outdated and already obsolete. It's still useful as a commodity, as an asset in the same way that stocks are useful. But as far as being a cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is dead.
I call that a temporary situation. And the thing is, the concept that Bitcoin can simultaneously not be useful, but yet it can be valuable.
How's it dead?
Why is it valuable if it is not useful? I've got associate's degree in economics. I've read a lot of economics. I do not understand how something can be valuable without being useful.
People wanting it. I mean, you have the Dutch tulip thing. They were extremely valuable for a period of time, while not at all useful.
You can't even take a Bitcoin and put it in a pot and look at it.
No, it's completely
you
useless.
can't touch it?
But utility is not what determines value. It's desires and wants on the market. So,
But what I'm saying is that desire is going to be a temporary thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Bitcoin, that's why I'm saying Bitcoin it's dead as a currency. It's useful as an asset.
Yeah.
But as far as being a currency goes, it's completely useless.
750, some 700 and some billion worth of transactions moved on the blockchain last year by the numbers I saw.
Yeah.
That's more than most companies.
The other day, it was 65 cents.
And
to do
yet,
a transaction, which is way better than the 3% you're going to pay on a credit card a lot of times. But
well, see, that's what's interesting
Bitcoin
about
Cash is a fraction
cryptocurrency
of a penny.
Is that the user doesn't pay. the credit card transaction fees or the debit card transaction fee. The businesses do.
The merchant does.
With cryptocurrencies, the user pays that fee. And that's all the more reason that merchants should, be adopting cryptocurrency.
32 cents.
Yeah, I discount for cryptocurrency. If we negotiate a cash price and you come and you say, can I pay in anything but Bitcoin, like, Bitcoin Cash, Monero, anything you listed, Dash, then I'll give you a discount for that.
I give crypto discounts. Yeah, 10% on my services. Absolutely.
Okay.
Pay me Bitcoin and I'll give you a 10% discount.
Yeah.
Interesting. I will do. Actually, I don't. I used to do a discount, but now it's like, no, it's the same price, whatever you're paying in.
I haven't had anybody pay me.
Well, it depends on what you want to hold at the moment. It's very subjective because it's like sometimes you want to increase your Bitcoin or crypto.
I don't hold anything.
That's
I
the
just
game.
constantly flip it.
That's the game. Everybody wants the Bitcoin. All these other things are some way for people to try to get more BTC. At least that's been my game.
You mean like cash and silver, or
no? Like whatever other crypto. That was the end goal was to get more Bitcoin.
There's also
I'm the opposite. If somebody sends me Bitcoin, I immediately liquidate it into something else.
That's good because if you have that camp and I have my camp, we'll always have liquidity.
Yeah, well, give me a call when you need to go one way, and I'll give you a call when I need to go the other.
So, I mean, plus here in New Hampshire, or in Keene at the very least, we're starting to see more and more of these goldbacks, which are...
Oh, I love those.
They're pretty.
They are gorgeous.
Yes.
And they have the actual gold woven into them.
Mm-hmm. And it's hilarious that they're worth $3 because it makes them $3 bills.
Well, I think about them as being worth one gold back. Not worth $3.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Because the whole
reality
goal
is if you're buying them for cash.
The whole goal of all of this is to move away from the U.S. financial system. If we're going to do that, we have to stop thinking in terms of USD.
Yeah, because
so
basically...
a one gold back isn't worth $3. It's worth one gold back.
Basically, $1, you can think of that as a war coin. Every time you got $1 in your pocket or you got $1 in the bank, you're supporting the war machine by holding that. If we all threw our dollars in the trash, or don't even have to do that, if we all said we will no longer accept dollars, that's all it takes to take down the government, because everything they do is a pyramid scheme based on the Federal Reserve.
So Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, blockchain, decentralization, China's digital yuan, Facebook's Libra. The U.S. is understandably worried about the dominance of the almighty dollar. Well, it's no longer dominant. I hate to inform them of this, but...
dollar. How could we still call it almighty when the Federal Reserve was created in 1913 when a dollar was worth $1, 1913. Today, a dollar is worth 4 cents.
Well, they didn't say it was valuable. They just said it was dominant. And it very much is dominant.
It's dominant in the world because we have enough military to kill anybody who doesn't treat it like it's dominant. But that's what the dollar is backed by. The dollar is backed by, if you try to start a gold-based currency like Muammar Gaddafi did, we're going to come in and see that you die horribly.
I don't know who this we are. I'm not going to take part in that. Are you going to take part in this?
Nope. Hey, we are using alternative currency.
I don't have to do
here.
that? No. Oh, I'm not going either. Then.
Yeah, you don't have you don't have to support that.
Okay, cool.
So last year, U.S. President Donald Trump slammed Bitcoin as based on thin air. Totally not exactly like the USD.
Because you can touch it, that's why.
While his Treasury Secretary, Steve Mnuchin, branded Bitcoin branded Bitcoin a national security threat. And
because it exposes the bankruptcy of the dollar.
Well, from the point of view of threatening U.S. global hegemony, Bitcoin is absolutely a national security threat, and more power to it because of that.
Yeah, because it doesn't threaten the security of the nation. It threatens the security of the parasitic government that has attached itself to the nation like a leech.
It doesn't threaten the security of Americans.
The nation is the people.
The nation isn't a thing. The people aren't a thing. It doesn't threaten any individuals within the geographic
the thing that's
area
a threat
known as
to
the
the
United
people
States.
is the government.
Yes, which is threatened by Bitcoin.
Exactly. So the thing that can save the nation is Bitcoin.
Now the U.S. has admitted that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency could undermine the dollar status as the world's reserve currency, and it wants to find out exactly how bad for the country, its economy, and security that could be. And I don't know how to tell them this, but undermining the dollar's status as the world's reserve currency, that's kind of the point.
Yeah, anything that can be destroyed by the truth needs to be destroyed.
Many cryptocurrency enthusiasts predict that either a global cryptocurrency, such as Bitcoin, or a national digital currency could undermine the U.S. dollar. I don't know of any cryptocurrency enthusiasts who are saying that a national digital currency could undermine the USD. That's just swapping out one evil for another.
Yeah, I mean, who's going to take a digital currency put out by the Federal Reserve, the root of all evil? That's where I'm going to take my crypto from? No, I don't think so.
The same people that are using dollars are going to use that same digital currency you just talked about.
We'll call it monster money.
So if either of these scenarios or others come to pass, the U.S. would lose both its status in the world and its global authorities. Yeah, that's the plan. I mean, I don't know what to tell them.
Does that mean we don't have to pay to blow up the whole world anymore?
The two roles, looking for a postdoc PhD graduate and what? It doesn't even specify what. Okay, so apparently they've created two jobs and are trying to hire people to fill those two jobs. They didn't specify that at all very clearly.
Sounds like busy work.
Yeah, it sounded like there was a missing paragraph there.
Yeah, they just came out of nowhere with that. Anyway, more about this and the U.S. government's freak out about Bitcoin and how terrified they might not be able to bomb
and
brown
they're still
kids
behind
anymore.
The times.
855-450-3733.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynavite for help.
Order a 90-day supply of Dynavite.
Everything we tried failed except the Dynavite.
Pick up 2 bottles of Super Mega Fish Oil.
Get the 3rd bottle free. Packed with omega-3, DHA, and EPA fatty acids.
Super Mega is great for your dog's immune system, healthy skin, and soft, shiny fur.
Dogs love it. Try Super Omega Fish Oil.
Buy 2, get 1 free.
At Dynavite.com.
DINOVITE.com.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
Are you a helpless moron perplexed by the world? Wish there was a device that enabled you to consult the Onion Book of Known Knowledge anytime, anywhere? Then you need the Book Bjorn, the amazing new wearable invention that makes you and the Onion Book of Known Knowledge inseparable. Never again be stumped by the panoply of bizarre objects filling your field of vision. Never take it off. Never be without it. All this for just 4 easy payments of $39.93. The Book Bjorn. The Book Bjorn. And if you call now, you'll receive the special page-turning wand. Turn pages with the greatest of ease. The special reading light to wrench knowledge from utter darkness. The book umbrella to protect the Onion Book of Known Knowledge's precious pages from the elements. Book Bjorn. This $800 value can be yours today. Send a check or money order to the Book Bjorn, care of the Zwiebel Center for Knowledge Studies, 15 Zwiebel Way, Macau, China. Do not hesitate. Buy now. The Book Bjorn.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm. So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
Great.
And nobody.
And Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com that allows you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash using dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. Again, that's local.bitcoin.com. Definitely one of the easier and better ways to acquire Bitcoin Cash for those who are looking to get into cryptocurrency. It's definitely where I would recommend starting, but be wary. There are scammers everywhere, and that's equally true of local.bitcoin.com. But if you're smart and you use the escrow system carefully, you can get away from all of that.
Can you explain that
work
easy?
On that?
Yeah.
See, I would be giving my name every time I did that because you're the one person they know is not a scammer because they know where to find you.
I'm pretty easy to find. Just look for the American person with like 400 confirmed trades. I mean, there's only one of them, and it's me. So,
good job.
Thanks.
Good customer service. They keep coming back.
By the way, because I was using PayPal and the
PayPal
banks are
me.
terrified.
Yeah,
so
PayPal banned me for life
shut me down. Ago. Cash App just stole $300 from me.
Only $300?
That's not too bad.
Yeah, only $300.
I mean, it sucks,
I've lost.
It was the only transaction I ever did with them. Guy sent me $300. It appeared. I released the coin, and all of a sudden, I got a message from my Cash App that said that for my protection, this transaction has been canceled.
Maybe that was them doing that.
You're protecting me from $300 that's mine.
It was yours. It wasn't. This was a case of you releasing early.
No.
Yeah, it was. And I hate to tell you that, but it was. Take it for someone who has done hundreds of transactions with Cash App. You just were unfamiliar with the software. You said it was your first transaction. You released before the payment completed.
No, I didn't.
Well, you clearly did because that's how it works. I mean, I've had lots of those happen. If I had released before it came back and said this payment was canceled for your protection, I would have just been out that money. So that's how that came about.
It was cleared. It was there.
It was listed there as a pending transaction. And Cash App doesn't make that clear. It's just one of those things you have to learn by mistake. But still, only $300 with Cash App is not bad. I've lost that much in single transactions with them.
Well, I never used Cash App again. I was like, screw this. People are going to pull $300 out of my wallet. They're never going to get another dollar from me.
Oh, see, they got me for worse. They got me for like $372 back in December.
And their tech support people said that they canceled it.
Yeah, they did.
Why did they cancel it?
for your protection.
They
told you.
What does that mean? What does that mean? How do you protect a man from $300 of his own money?
It was never your money once you
Protect me
gave
from
it to them.
revenue. Protect me from expenses, you bastards.
Well, it wasn't your money yet, and that's one of the.
It was.
It appeared to be. And that's one of the issues with Cash App for sure. But look, Cash App sucks. All someone has to do is go file a dispute with their bank, and Cash App will immediately take the side of the person making the dispute every single time.
I've had that
There's
experience.
no appeal process. There's none of that. They will just take the money directly out of your bank account.
Huh.
eBay, Amazon,
I should
PayPal,
find a
all
Cash
those.
App employee and buy something from them for $300 and then just jack them. And I want my $300 back.
But I mean, it's a fair criticism.
Good
I tend to be very reluctant about taking Cash App payments. Besides, most of my traffic these days is at localbitcoins.com. Mm-hmm. And you can buy Bitcoin directly through Cash App. So, except I've tried to do this recently, and the KYC involved with Cash App is ridiculous. KYC is know your customer. They want you to submit your employment history, your current employer, your salary, the sources of your income, what you're using the Bitcoin for, and all of this other crap. So
I must have got in early. I just took a picture of my government ID, and that was it.
See, I used to wonder, why in the world would someone buy Bitcoin from me at 13% markup using Cash App when they can just use Cash App to buy it directly? Well, now I know.
Right.
I could jump through all of their hurdles, but I don't want to.
It feels like I've been violated after I've done all those things.
Yeah. And if anybody files a dispute, Cash App will just take it right out of my bank account and send
like
it
the
directly
South
back
Park
to that
guy.
person.
And it's gone.
So Cash App certainly sucks. I will say that I no longer support Cash App at all at local.bitcoin.com, and that the only payment methods I accept there are Zelle and Google Pay.
Okay, see, that's what I was getting at. Is I'm trying to find out what you were taking. So groovy. Zelle
Well,
and,
Google
Zelle and
Pay
Google Pay
closed my account recently. They closed the
Yeah.
account of the Reformed Satanic Church, and it was because this Chinese dude.
You really started to reform Satanic Church?
Yes.
Groovy.
Yeah,
Nice.
back in January. So this Chinese dude attempted to buy some Bitcoin Cash from me, and he used ACH to transfer the money to me via Google Pay. Now, for those who are unfamiliar, I have no idea what ACH stands for, but it is basically...
It's Automated Clearing House, I believe.
It's basically writing a check to someone and mailing it to them. So 5 to 7 days was how long it was going to take for all of this to complete.
Even though it's electronic.
Yeah, and it was listed right there in Google Pay that it was not going to complete before February the 20th, which it still would not have completed today, you know? And I may be wrong on my dates there. It may have been February the 14th. I don't remember now, but I'm pretty sure it was the 20th. And he got very, very upset when I didn't release the Bitcoin Cash to him, because it's like, I've already sent you your money. You're a freaking scammer. Release my Bitcoin to me. I was like, yeah, you mailed me a check, but at this point, all I have is you sending me a picture of you basically mailing me a check. I have not received the check. I have no idea if when the check finally goes through the banking system, if you're going to have the money to cover it. There's zero chance I'm going to release this. So he involves an arbitrator. And of course, they know me fairly well. So over the course of 4 or 5 days, this guy just starts yelling at me in freaking Chinese. I have no idea what he's saying. There's this enormous language barrier.
I can never figure out if that's better or worse. If they're yelling at, is it better to be yelled at in a foreign language where you don't know what they're saying, but you know they're pissed? Or is it better to be yelled at in English so you at least know what they're talking about? I don't know.
In English, I could have communicated to this guy what was happening. I even tried to find a translator
with customers.
I was like, look, I need someone who actually speaks Chinese to communicate with this guy for me so that I can explain to him what is going on. But no.
You got to call the Chinese government, tell him he's a Muslim so they can go ship his organs to Saudi Arabia.
Why in the world would I do that?
I don't know, because that would be a horrible thing to do.
So he went to his bank. At several days later, he went to his bank. He filed a dispute. He was like, hey, this person was supposed to sell me Bitcoin Cash, and they scammed me. And here's the Google Pay address. His bank sent that information to Google Pay. Google Pay immediately Within 4 hours of the payment being canceled, closed my account. And it was very frustrating. And
isn't that special?
And within about 10 minutes of them closing my account, I had created a new one and was back in business.
Good job.
855-450-FREE.
I want to tell you about my favorite cryptocurrency wallet, Edge Wallet, at edge.app. Edge is the wallet I use more than any other, and that was true long before Edge Wallet became a sponsor of Free Talk Live. Edge Wallet allows you to buy, sell, trade, and securely hold your cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, tokens, Monero, Ripple, Dash, Bitcoin Cash, and more. It's available for both Android and iOS, and you can download it via the Play or App Store or via Edge Wallet's website, edge.app. Secure your freedom with Edge Wallet.
Don't miss this year's LibertyCon with great speakers like Whole Foods CEO John Mackey, Congressman Justin Amash, and Nobel Prize winner Vernon Smith. Attend 2 spectacular debates. Is government necessary, and does capitalism require government intervention? Network with over 70 pro-liberty organizations. This and a whole lot more. April the 3rd through the 5th in Washington, D.C. Visit LibertyCon.com and use code FTL for a $10 discount on LibertyCon.com.
A congressman recently revealed that legislation totaling 2,900 pages and involving more than $1 trillion was available to members of Congress for less than 48 hours to study and consider. That's over 60 pages of legislation per hour. Do you think anyone read the entire bill? I'm Jim Babka with DownsizeDC.org. Consider a proposal buried in a 3,200-page, $388 billion bill, which would have empowered committee chairmen or their agents to examine Americans' tax returns. When this horrible provision came to light, no one claimed to know how it got into the bill. One congressman questioned said, "I didn't write it, I didn't approve it, I wasn't even consulted." If your attorney represented you this way, he might be disbarred. But this is how Congress represents you every day. That's why DownsizeDC.org has created the Read the Bills Act. You can force Congress to read their bills before they pass them at DownsizeDC.org.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount. The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it. Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this, right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here, and I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, connect with others via the forum at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in to talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
Great.
and nobody.
And the next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to spend, earn, store, and exchange digital money in seconds. Divvy says you'll be able to send money around the globe in only a swipe and instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Speaking of Cash App, that actually sounds a lot like Cash App. There's no need to wait, though, as Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with their multi-tiered masternodes that allows anyone to earn by supporting the Divvy network. When the new wallet launches, because of Divvy's relationship with Western Union, Divvy will be in 200 countries, including the United States. You can learn more at divvyproject.org. That's DIVI project.org.
Sounds like they might have a banking license.
I don't know. Mark has done a lot of interviews with the people at Divvy in the Edgerton Post, a lot of which make it into after shows here. So they've been thoroughly vetted, and they are legit. And
excellent.
Yeah.
Good crypto on-ramps and off-ramps were very helpful.
Yeah, that's true. Especially since Coinbase is so... Coinbase.
Never had a Coinbase account.
I have one, and experiences with them are strange. Now, obviously, they turn over everything to the federal government. You know, they have free information highways going on with the IRS in particular.
They send so much government information to the federal government. Sometimes the feds call them up and they're just like, stop, we can't take it anymore. You're telling us these people's shoe size.
And to make matters even worse, I forget where I was going with that, so it's not important. So anyway, we've been talking about Bitcoin and the U.S. government and how they are just totally threatened by Bitcoin doing what people want Bitcoin to do.
What people would like the dollar to do, except the dollar is incapable of being useful.
So back in 2018, the Department of Energy's Oak Ridge Institute for Science and Technology conducted research that found that the creation of new Bitcoin, along with smaller cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, Litecoin, and Monero, used more energy than mineral mining to produce the same market value. I don't care. To me, that seems like Forbes just taking an anti-Bitcoin stance.
Yeah, I like it when the whole power argument is brought up because just forget about all the mining that happens in these countries where the civilizations are just destroyed by the same corporations.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, to me, if it's operating at a profit, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like...
Does it matter how much energy they're using?
If you're paying your power bill, then clearly you're getting enough revenue to cover your expenses all as well.
There are many advantages for U.S. national security to have the U.S. dollar as the world reserve currency.
Yeah, you can rob the rest of the world blind.
Do you know the Thomas Jefferson quote about controlling the money and standing armies?
Actually, I believe that is it the one first by inflation, then by deflation?
Something along the lines of standing armies, and we don't care.
Well, I saw
it
attributed to George Washington, but when I went to source it, everything claimed it was apocryphal. So I don't know. Maybe he really said it, and they just started listing it as apocryphal because they don't want people to know he said it. But I don't quote that one anymore.
Well, it's definitely a good line, whether whoever said it. So to me, it makes sense. I don't know exactly how it goes, but it's about letting the government control the money, and we don't care about. We won't need standing armies if we control the money.
Oh, well, I think I've heard Roth. Okay, this is a different quote than I was thinking of. I was thinking of.
So it is a misquote. The words inflation and deflation are not documented until after Jefferson's lifetime.
See, that's the thing.
But saying, I believe that banking institutions are more dangerous to our liberties than standing armies, is a slight misquotation because he wrote, and I sincerely believe with you, that banking establishments are more dangerous than standing armies. So he phrased it slightly differently.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And the point is
that one's real. The other one that he supposedly said is very accurate to what's going on, which is if we ever let a central bank control our money supply or something like that. First by inflation, then by deflation, they will rob us until our children wake up homeless on the lands their fathers conquered. And there's a lot of people waking up homeless today, and most of it is due to, or a lot of it is due to, inflation and deflation in the housing market, which is what caused the housing crash. And yes, it was caused by the Federal Reserve. So it's so accurate. Everything's accurate, except that apparently George Washington didn't say it.
Thomas Jefferson.
See, I heard it attributed to Washington.
I just pulled it up. Well,
you found it.
Other people may have attributed it to him, but the article I was just looking at said Thomas Jefferson. Not that it matters, because no one said it anyway. So
we're saying it.
Yeah, we are saying it.
Yes.
So this is coming from the Job Post, which has a deadline of February 28th, pointed to combat financial crimes, the prevention of terrorism, and the development of weapons of mass destruction.
Okay, now let's just slow down here and consider the source and consider the context. We have financial crimes being investigated. Well, the biggest financial criminal in the world is the Federal Reserve. Terrorism, the biggest terrorist in the world, most prolific dropper of bombs on weddings and innocent children, the United States government. And what was it? Misuse of nukes? Something about
the development of weapons of mass destruction.
By the only country that has actually murdered people with atomic bombs.
Yeah, and also worth pointing out is that
I was going to sell my guns back to the government, but they didn't pass a background check.
Yeah, also worth pointing out is that it's very difficult to do most of this, if any of this, with cryptocurrency. Now, terrorists have to buy weapons, and the people they're buying weapons from, they don't take Bitcoin.
Maybe not.
They take USD.
Yeah.
You can't get a nuclear warhead built for Bitcoin.
There's a whole lot more dollars being traded for these weapons of mass destruction than there is Bitcoin. It's got to be.
That's the thing, is I know of one arrest that I think we reported on the show. Don't quote me on it, but I think it was like a lady in America trying to send $10,000 to the Middle East. But as far as I know, that's like the only crypto arrest that's related to terrorism in
Well, even then, sending money to the Middle East isn't funding terroristion.
Well, they say she was.
It's generally funding victims of terrorism.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean,
I give a 10% discount to every Iranian who wants to buy Bitcoin from me.
Yeah. If you invade somebody's country and they kill you, they're not the terrorist. You are.
Absolutely.
The article, or the job posting, goes on to say that the U.S. maintains international dominance in no small part due to its financial power and authorities.
Well, the U.S. maintains dominance in no small part because its military spending exceeds that of every other country in the world combined.
But it couldn't do that if it wasn't the world's reserve currency. But the self-awareness in this job posting is shocking to me. It's almost like the U.S. government is admitting that it's a global empire built on dominance and force and aggression and terrorism, and it wants to maintain that at any cost. So it's going to create these two jobs meant to maintain that because Bitcoin, the currency of peace, is threatening to it.
They're terrified of peace.
It's shocking to me that they would even allude to international dominance. Isn't that something the United States government has always officially been like, no, we're not trying to dominate the world?
Yeah.
And here they're just flagrantly admitting it.
America.
Check out Eisenhower on the military industrial.
Let me ask you something. What are you doing when you put money in a 401k or IRA, or store jumper cables in your vehicle, or purchase health insurance? You're preparing. You're preparing to ensure you have enough money for retirement. You're preparing for when your car battery dies, or to have assistance paying a major unexpected medical bill. That all makes sense. The same goes for building a food storage plan. You're preparing for when emergencies or disasters strike and shelves go empty at your grocery store. The best way to prepare is with My Patriot Supply. They've helped 1 million hardworking Americans become more self-sufficient. My Patriot Supply sells hundreds of items, including dozens of emergency food kits, at mypatriotsupply.com. It could be an earthquake, a cyber attack freezing our banking system, or a disaster that shuts down our power grid for weeks. For all these emergencies and more, get your supplies and prepare today at mypatriotsupply.com. No more rushing to find empty store shelves because you're too late. Do it now so you're ready. mypatriotsupply.com.
I don't even recognize myself anymore.
I'm really worried about him. His addiction. I haven't seen him like this. Ever.
Hey, look, I never wanted to start using. I knew the drill, but I was out of options.
I just want to tell him it's not your fault. There are people out there who can help. People who have felt your pain. They know what you're going through.
This has to stop. I'm losing everything. Everyone.
You've been strong your whole life. You can do this, but you have to reach out for help.
It's time. I can do this.
Addiction is a disease, and diseases need treatment.
Call Quit Drugs 321 now at 800-377-1456. 800-377-1456. That's 800-377-1456. Paid for by the Detox and Treatment Helpline.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and our main feed that includes everything. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in to talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
Great.
And nobody.
And you can join liberty-minded voluntarists, anarchists, and libertarians from June the 29th until July the 5th for Fork Fest 2020 at Rogers Campground in the beautiful White Mountains of New Hampshire.
Yeehaw!
It happens the week after the Porcupine Freedom Festival, and Fork Fest is decentralized, which means that no one is in charge. That also means there's no ticket cost. Just reserve your camping site, your RV site, or motel room with Rogers Campground for June the 29th until July the 5th. And where better to celebrate Independence Day than around other freedom-loving activists in the Shire? Yeah. You can just relax and go camping, or you can create whatever experience or event you'd like others to have. If you're planning an event for ForkFest, be sure to let others know in advance. You can connect with other ForkFesters via the unofficial Telegram chat or the ForkFest forum. Links to those are on the unofficial website, forkfest.party. Again, that's forkfest.party. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be the best one yet.
We'll be there.
There was one thing I didn't get in that commercial, which is if you're planning on doing something, let somebody know. Like, you don't have to tell us anything. You can do what you do. If you want us to participate, let us know in advance what you want to, what's going on. But, you don't have to tell us what we're doing. There is
it's assumed
power,
that if people
there's no power structure.
No, it's assumed, however, that if people are going to a festival and they're planning an event at said festival, then they want other people to attend.
Well, that's the thing. If you want other people to attend.
But if you don't, just stay at home.
Well,
why go?
No, I mean,
why go to a festival and plan an event if you don't want other people to attend?
Well, maybe they're having a private event. They don't want to tell us about it. They don't have to tell us anything they don't want to tell us because there's no boss.
That's technically true, but I think it's a little pedantic.
And bring your kids.
Well, I'm a computer programmer. Pedantic is like, my middle name, or it would be if I had a middle name.
So meanwhile, the United States calls for the U.S. to begin development of a so-called digital dollar. And these cries have been growing louder and louder over recent months as Facebook announced Libra and China announced the digital yuan. Now, what I don't understand...
Wow, there's two things I completely don't want.
What I don't understand is we already have digital dollars. When you take your credit card or your debit card to a store, you're paying them digital dollars. It's going to be digitally taken out of your account and digitally credited to their account.
Well, we know there's no difference.
Yeah, see, I really don't understand what they're talking about developing either. Because it's like
it already exists.
Yeah, there's a banking system. I mean, it's antiquated, it's garbage, and I've worked in it. It's like when you clear a check, your bank sends the check off to another bank, and if they don't hear anything back in 3 days, they just assume it's okay. And there's no positive acknowledgement. It's crazy talk. Who designs a system like that?
About 91.7% of the world's money already exists in one digital form or another. And you already have Cash App and Google Pay, PayPal, Venmo, these other services.
Everybody shut me down.
Bitcoin.
They are just digital USD.
Wonder if they're counting Bitcoin in that. Digital money in that percentage.
I do not
don't know. That's a good question.
I'll bet they're not.
But at any rate, the USD certainly already exists in digital form. So I don't understand what the U.S. government would have to do in order to create a digital USD. Am I missing something here?
Wave a wand.
I don't know. Maybe they're talking about putting it on the blockchain.
Putting the USD on a blockchain. What's the benefit, though?
Which they've done that too. It's USDT.
Right.
So I don't know what they're up to.
But the U.S. government doesn't control USDT.
Well, okay. That's what they want, is something they can control.
But wouldn't it have to be two separate currencies? Wouldn't it have to be a USDT controlled by the federal government, which would be distinct and separate from the actual USD as used by credit cards and the little sheets of paper they give us, the Federal Reserve
It sounds so
notes?
much easier just to stop using their money.
Yeah.
It does, but what are they trying to do here?
Condition people
I hope if they do
even
make
more.
if they do come up with put it on the blockchain, they need to call it Warcoin.
Maybe fool people into thinking they're buying something like Bitcoin, so they won't choose the Bitcoin.
Well, you can go on. I don't remember the name of the wallet, but you can make a Bitcoin Cash token called Warcoin if you would like, and you can tether it you can tie it to the USD if you have the programming skills.
I do have the programming skills, but I have no desire for a US dollar-backed anything. Why would I want that? That's going back to... You remember how I mentioned the whole lost 96% of its value,
It's very curious to me.
It's not going to go back up, not ever. Prices go up every year, and that's not normal. If you read,
it's normal
Adam
for government
Smith,
money.
Yes. Well, but government money isn't normal in the world. If you read Adam Smith, The Wealth of Nations, he says that in a mature economy should be marked by two characteristics: rising wages and falling prices. Guess what?
We're in the opposite.
Fiat money economy, we have exactly the opposite. Why is that? Well, the technical term for it is we're being robbed blind.
So many have long expected governments to eventually try to undermine Bitcoin's network to halt its adoption, although Bitcoin's decentralized nature makes it remarkably resilient.
Value, nobody can.
We can win a major battle with governments in the arms race and gain a new territory of freedom for several years. Bitcoin's mysterious creator, Richard Wright. I'm sorry, I meant Satoshi Nakamoto because Richard Wright's just a lunatic.
Richard Wright is absolutely not the creator.
No. But
I used to give him
resist.
the benefit of the doubt and think, maybe he lost his key, but I
couldn't give
Richard his first name.
Those two people to be the same.
I said I meant
Wright.
Craig Wright.
Okay.
Yeah, you are correct. Thanks.
I didn't know. Maybe it was a meme thing.
I don't know where Richard Wright came from.
Richard Hart, maybe.
I don't know. But governments are good at cutting off the heads of a centrally controlled network like Napster. But pure peer-to-peer networks like Nutella and Tor seem to be holding their own. Bitcoin now stands with these networks in resistance to government control. And where Bitcoin fails, there's Monero, Hush, Zcash, and all sorts of privacy coins and privacy tokens.
Yeah, the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah. And the great thing about having multiple, because people say, well, what's going to be the winner? What's going to be the one coin? Well, there can't be one coin because...
Well, there can be.
There could be, but the problem is if there's one coin, the government can destroy it. Because there's only one of it. But if there's a million...
Well, for a while, there was only
coins,
one cryptocurrency, and it was Bitcoin, and it was just as resilient to government destruction then as it is today.
I believe that they could have found ways to take it out. The thing is, you can't take out a whole ecosystem of coins.
I don't want there to be one winner for the same reason that I don't want everyone to drink Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
I prefer Pepsi.
Yeah,
See,
I don't really think of these coins as being they're almost closer to being banks than being currencies, in a way.
How do you? What do you mean?
In that, it's data. You're storing it.
But you're storing it in wallets that you control.
Right.
Where only you have access to it.
Like, But the thing is,
that's like saying that the wallet holding your cash in your back pocket is like a bank. The key thing about banks is that they're custodial. They're the ones who control and own your money. With cryptocurrency, you control and own your money, unless you use a custodial wallet for some silly reason. But the cryptocurrency themselves, I don't see them being like banks at all. They are currencies.
Okay. I
don't ever want anyone to think about Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash or Dash or Monero or any of these others as being basically like a bank.
Well, I mean, I don't want to have them look at it basically like the dollar either, because it's
basically like the dollar,
value.
just without the war and without the inflation, without the bombs, without the death.
It would be nice to get people using money thinking about those things.
Huh?
It would be nice to get people using money thinking about those things as they use it.
It really would. See, I was thinking, I was thinking the other day that what we need to do is and we could rename one of these, call it Peace Coin, and just say, how much does peace matter to you?
Bitcoin already exists.
Trade something for it.
You could call it Peace Coin if you wanted.
You definitely could rename one.
Yeah, to no surprise whatsoever, there is already a Peace Coin. You can find out more about it at peace-coin.org. There is already a token or cryptocurrency for any idea that you could ever come up with. There's even one for vegetables on the blockchain. So, yeah. Anyway, Bitcoin is a currency of peace. 855-450-3733.
You will understand the true intent of the Founding Fathers when they wrote the Constitution if you attend this free webinar. Chris Ann Hall, president of Liberty First University, doesn't simply regurgitate what some professor or expert has said about the Constitution. She relays the thoughts and opinions of those who wrote the documents. Her straightforward, passionate, easy-to-understand style lets anyone grasp the principles of liberty. Join us at lfu.freetalklive.com to watch the free pre-recorded webinar. Watch now at lfu.freetalklive.com.
Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at marketfreetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. Marketfreetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, marketfreetalklive.com.
Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org. What if you want to hear the latest episode of Free Talk Live, but all you have is your phone, you forgot to download our archive, and you have no data connection? You can call our Listen line at 641-793-0191. That's a long-distance number, so you may incur charges. If not, listen as long as you want. 641-793-0191. The Free Talk Live Listen line, 641-793-0191.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,602, silver at $18.18, and Bitcoin is trading around $10,190. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, 2 whistleblowers, Chelsea Manning and Edward Snowden, were nominated alongside WikiLeaks journalist and former editor-in-chief Julian Assange for the Nobel Peace Prize of 2020 by 17 members of a German parliamentary group. Activist Post reports earlier this month, more than 130 prominent figures in Germany from the world of art, politics, and the media signed an appeal for the release of Julian Assange, including former German Vice Chancellor Sigmar Gabriel and Nobel Prize winner Elfriede Jelinek. Assange has won a total of 20 awards, Manning has won 11, and Snowden has won 9 for their individual bravery, helping to shed light on the truth. Last year, Assange's friend, Nobel Peace Prize laureate Madrid Maguire, accepted the joint GUE-NGL Prize for journalists, whistleblowers, and defenders of the right to information. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. Faced with a tsunami of sexual abuse lawsuits from thousands of alleged victims, the Boy Scouts of America filed for bankruptcy Tuesday in a bid to continue operating. The Mind Unleashed reports the organization, which just recently celebrated its 110th anniversary on February 8th, listed its liabilities as between $100 million and $500 million, but its assets at $50,000 or less, per court documents filed in the Delaware Bankruptcy Court. Due to the filing, all civil litigation against the organization has ground to a halt. Thousands of people had filed accusations that they faced abuse while they were scouts, and myriad others had also been expected to come forward. The Boy Scouts of America, a nonprofit organization, is swamped in hundreds of sexual abuse lawsuits at present, including several that allege repeated fondling, exposure to pornography, and forced anal or oral sex. Last week, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents took a Philadelphia woman into custody. The woman was dropping her child off at Eliza B. Kirkbride Elementary School in South Philadelphia at the time of her arrest. She was released the same day. The Mind Unleashed reports that as a result of the arrest and the fact that it took place at a school district of Philadelphia school has led the district to question the current protocols regarding requests and visits from ICE agents. According to Superintendent William Haidt, the school district of Philadelphia has been working on protocols to prevent ICE from targeting parents who are either dropping off or picking up their children from school. A 2010 study of immigration-related arrests of parents found that children experienced at least 4 adverse behavioral changes in the 6 months following a raid or arrest. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
According to a new report, the vast majority of Americans simply want to be safe, happy, rich, comfortable, entertained, thin, and romantically fulfilled. The Onion spoke to a few of the survey's respondents who also claimed they want to be healthy, fulfilled, and successful and energized at all times.
All I want is a low-stress job, a nice house, affordable health care, and low gas prices, you know? It'd be nice to have a 35-hour work week, delicious food that's actually good for me, strong friendships, and free high-speed Wi-Fi wherever I go.
I think I'm entitled to wealth, love, cheap education, a fair legal process.
According to the survey, 63% of all Americans want their summers to be hot but not too hot. 85% want the government to stop all wars, end world hunger, and make quick and easy weight loss possible. 93% want to be emotionally satisfied, plus a soulmate, unconditional love from their parents, and a big happy dog.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. With you tonight, it's Aria.
Gray.
And the nobody formerly known as Rich Paul.
And keeping on the subject of Bitcoin, the U.S. has said that it will do whatever it takes to keep up with China on technology. Presumably, that doesn't include using a currency that would allow it to actually have wealth instead of, just not having wealth.
Well, but the flip side of that, the cost is all on them, because when you create money, why is counterfeiting illegal? I remember asking my teacher that in third grade. I was like, well, if people are poor and they don't have any money, why don't we just give them Xerox machines and let them make more money, and then everybody will have money? I mean, I realize it's like Bernie Sanders level thinking, but you've got to say, well, why is that not a good idea? And the reason is, if everybody can make themselves money, then they're going to value that money less, and that means they're going to be willing to spend more of it to get the things they want. If somebody writes you a check for $1 million tomorrow, I guarantee you will go about and buy something that you would not have otherwise bought. Probably a lot of some things,
Sure.
And so you're valuing.
Well, no, to be fair, if they wrote me a check for $1
less.
million, within 2 to 5 days, because the banking system sucks and is horrible, I would go out and buy myself something I'd always wanted and otherwise wouldn't have purchased.
Yeah.
But not that
of course,
day.
Put the rest of it in Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash. I got to learn to stop saying Bitcoin.
Why?
Because
you have to say Bitcoin before you say Bitcoin Cash.
I'm not going to pay 65 cents.
Some people will.
I mean,
but I
don't find that to be that bad of a transaction fee for
it's
Bitcoin.
not that bad of a transaction, but think about the growth. If Bitcoin went 10x again, then you're paying $650.
Sure.
I paid $60.
But if it goes 10x, you're
times.
also sending $65 and not $6.50.
Well, no, you're not, because if you're buying a $6.50.
Well, you don't want to use Bitcoin for a purchase that small, for sure.
Well, no, you want to use Bitcoin Cash because Bitcoin Cash is useful.
Yes. I would agree that Bitcoin is not the currency of choice for smaller transactions. But I don't hate Bitcoin in the ways that I used to, because I still see utility and value in it. Just not as a day-to-day currency.
Well, I'll tell you, really, this is
like
how
I own stock in Exxon as well, but I wouldn't go attempt to buy a pack of cigarettes from Corner News with a stack of Exxon stock.
See,
it wouldn't take it.
Were you in?
And even if they did,
were you in Bitcoin at the peak? At 18,000?
Oh yes.
Okay. Well, you remember what happened then? Okay.
A lot of things happen very quickly.
Okay.
Then.
Well, there are particular things that I'm thinking of, and things that I'm thinking of is, and I remember I advised a guy. Actually, I advised him to get into Bitcoin Cash, and he sent the transaction to do it, and it hung. And he calls me back an hour later, and he's like, "Nothing's happening." And I look at the mempool and I'm like, oh my God, the mempool is packed.
Now that is the mempool is the collection of all Bitcoin transactions that are currently awaiting confirmation.
Yeah, things that we hope will happen, and so
this is why Bitcoin SV finally did something right, though, by removing the block sizes on Bitcoin SV. They did something brilliant. They put the competition back into the miners' hands to compete with one another for our transactions, instead of forcing us to compete with one another by paying higher transaction fees to get the attention of miners.
See, I mean, of course, I don't actually hold anything. Everything, I work for the church. I handle the church's coin. I don't actually have any of my own, but because I'm the Pope indigent. But the I've prophesied that the church is going to need to get some Bitcoin SV.
It's certainly useful. I ended up having some on Coinbase that I discovered recently, because my Coinbase account is several years old, and I had forgotten that I had anything at all on there until I needed to use it recently, because banks were doing what banks do, and I needed to.
It's gone.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even gone. It was just, we don't want to do business with you anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like, well, so we're just going to keep your money for like 3 weeks and send you a check.
3 weeks? I wish that I could say they only kept it for 3 weeks. Capital One is still holding my money. They closed the account in August of last year.
But my point...
It's been more than 6 months.
But my point about the peak is, so you've got Bitcoin at its peak, and all of a sudden you have transactions that are sometimes taking 2 weeks to go through. I saw that happen. I saw 2-week-old transactions.
Well, this is why replaced by
fee. Of course,
fee.
Bitcoin crashed.
And this is why.
How could it not? Because people who were just getting into it, they got it and they go, great, so I can buy a cup of coffee from you.
That isn't what caused the crash, though. For sure.
I think it's certainly a big part of it.
I don't think most people noticed, because the places from which new people would have been buying cryptocurrency would have been like Coinbase and stuff, and they would have automatically set their transaction fees high enough that they, were confirmed in a reasonable amount of time.
Set your transactions. You couldn't set your transaction fees on everything high enough, because the blocks are only so big.
Which is why Bitcoin SV did such a brilliant thing when it removed block size
Well,
definitions.
yeah, that's good, and that's absolutely good. And Bitcoin Cash is fine because they've got big enough blocks that they're not filling up. They've got a long way to go before they fill up, and they have proven that the thing that
But see, that's a scaling issue. That
Yeah.
issue is going to exist in
Yeah.
Bitcoin Cash or in any of these cryptocurrencies.
Well,
if enough people are
it's
using
not,
them. It
because-
will.
No,
It will,
it's
though.
not. Because what Bitcoin needed to do...
Let Bitcoin Cash go up to being worth $18,000 with a mempool of that size, and the transaction times will go up to 2 weeks.
No, it will
and
not.
the fees will be enormous.
It will absolutely not. And the reason is because Bitcoin at any time during that period, the Bitcoin developers could have changed a constant in the code, made the block size larger, and cleared all of those transactions.
They could have hard
immediately.
forked it. That would have been a hard fork. It's not that simple. You're saying, oh, well, there's too many transactions. We did a hard fork the currency. It's not that simple.
All they needed to do was change the block size. It's an
Which
easy
requires a hard
fix.
fork. Yes, but that requires
So-
a hard fork.
So do it.
And they did do it.
No, they didn't. The block size is still tiny.
It's still too small, yes, but they added SegWit, and I think they increased the block size to 2 megabytes instead of 1. No, they ended up rejecting that. Yeah, Ian is correct over here. That was SegWit 2x, and that got shut down. That was actually That's actually what led to the creation of Bitcoin Cash, isn't it?
I think theoretically,
basically,
it was
they
a
can
mess.
make it to 4
Basically,
meg
at the
blocks,
same
but-
time Bitcoin Cash did what it did, which was a hard fork.
Yeah.
They could have just gone with it, thrown their block size too small software away, come along with the rest of us, and we could have been back on a working blockchain where you did not have obscenely long transaction times. And as a computer...
I'm not seeing any reason that won't happen to Bitcoin Cash with a sufficient mempool, though, with a sufficient number of transactions.
Well, because they have developers that will actually change, they'll solve the problem.
they'll
They
just
prove their willingness to fix it.
They'll just
And
hard fork it? That's rewriting the code. They'll just rewrite the code.
It's not rewriting the code. It's changing the block size, okay? There's
That
like
requires-
a number
You're a
defined
programmer.
somewhere
You know
in that
very
code.
well that's rewriting the code. That's modifying
It's
the code.
changing it. It's not rewriting it.
Okay. That's modifying the code, though. So you're modifying the
Yeah.
currency,
You're changing a constant that probably exists in one place in the code.
which is a hard fork. It's creating a new currency that is very similar to the old currency, but not identical.
Why would anybody want to use the old one?
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you receive the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at AnyPayInc.com. AnyPayInc.com.
I can definitely say that I have found the best cryptocurrency wallet. Certainly the best named one. I'm Mark Edge, and I love the Edge wallet. I've been using it for the last few months. You can buy, sell, trade, and hold your cryptocurrency securely. I trust my holdings of all the major cryptocurrencies to Edge Wallet, and you should too. No long phrases to memorize, just a username and password. Secure your freedom with Edge Wallet. Get it now on Apple or Android in the App Store or at edge.app. The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
There is no such thing as attention span, according to Jerry Seinfeld, who figures that people have an infinite attention span if you are entertaining them. Hey, he's kept us from channel surfing for several decades, and now he's making more millions as a Las Vegas headliner. With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important, especially if you're looking for work. So choose every single word as though it was the last word the person you're speaking to will hear. Otherwise, it might be. Avoid redundancies such as added bonus, advance warning, end result, prior history, or personal belongings. And avoid cliches like the plague. Just kidding. For more tips, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you get the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at anypayinc.com. anypayinc.com.
Now you can follow LRN.FM on the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
Gray.
And the nobody formerly known as Rich Paul.
And if you're not 100% sure that you're going to have a great retirement, then you should check out the author and founder of the CFO Project, Tom Young, who can show you how to be debt-free in 9 years or less, including your mortgage, without spending a single dollar more. And with the current state of the federal debt being $23 trillion and climbing, because of course it is, and the unfunded liabilities at $127 trillion, you really can't wait to take control of your money. So don't let your retirement savings be used to bail out the government. You can check out Tom's new book, The Family Money Farm, the CFO Project, and it will show you exactly how to build wealth and eliminate debt at the same time. Get your free copy now at cfoproject.org. Invest in yourself and your family today. That's cfo-project.org. Now, we're talking about Bitcoin largely, and China being posed to unveil its digital yuan project, whatever that means. They're putting the yuan
good luck on that.
On a blockchain, evidently. And people
I would get some, but I'm completely paralyzed by not caring very much.
I find Libra to be more interesting than any of these state-backed cryptocurrencies.
Well, the thing that I think Libra might become, and the thing that I might use it for, is people can send each other money over Facebook. So you could sell Bitcoin over Facebook by saying, yeah, send me some of this Libra. I'll send you back some Bitcoin. That would be really useful. But as
knowing
for
Facebook,
holding it, do I want to hold a currency issued by people who make their living just selling my data to anybody who wants it? No, that's exactly the currency that I don't want.
Knowing Facebook, though, they would be using bots to monitor your messenger. And if you mention Bitcoin or something like that and attempt to sell Bitcoin for Libra or whatever, I would expect them to ban you.
I'm sure their Libra wallet would support Bitcoin, too.
You think so?
And I'll tell you,
Absolutely.
if they do that, I will delightedly stay banned.
That's probably the pittance. That's the pittance they'll pay to the government for, letting them use their Libra coin. Is that, okay, you also have to enable Bitcoin so you can help us track things. That's what I would think.
Well, Libra is going to make it easier, though, for them to track things. It seems like Bitcoin would make it even.
See, that's why I'm not going to hold it, and I'm not going to spend it. I might use it as a conduit occasionally, but
if they supported Bitcoin in their Libra wallet, like they know it's you using that wallet, so immediately when that Bitcoin enters they know it's, they know it's me using it.
Yeah.
What if you sent it to a non-custodial wallet, though? Because I assume, and that's what's scary about the Libra project.
The Libra,
right?
I'll tell you
sure
what, you send
all
it to a
wallets are gonna be
non-custodial wallet,
custodial.
I still don't trust Facebook.
Is that Facebook?
You can do anything with it. I still don't trust Facebook.
That's the issue with Facebook's Libra currency, is that they have a known track record of snooping on people and banning them.
Yeah.
I don't want them.
Well, what happens when they decide?
I don't want them to be able to shut down my financial access on a whim. And that's ultimately what they would be able to do.
I mean, imagine it. You buy a book that they don't think you should be reading. Maybe you buy a copy of Mein Kampf. Now, you might not be a Nazi. Maybe you just want to know what they believe. But they see you bought a copy of Mein Kampf, and they say, no, you're banned. We're shutting off your wallet. You can't use it for 30 days. Or ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that.
And that's the problem with the government currencies as well. I mean, that's one of the issues with China's social credit system, is that they can shut people out of their entire economic system for being bad citizens, for being insufficiently respectful of the government's heel on their necks.
Yeah. And it's just, my God, isn't there a way they can make themselves guns in China? They're brilliant. They make everything. Why don't you people make yourself some guns and get this boot off your neck?
Man, because the situation in China right now, from what I can tell, watching the Twitter feed of that person that you showed me, is just shockingly bad.
I think that's Henry Chin, PhD.
Now,
or something like that.
Now tell me this. Can anybody confirm that only Orientals are dying from this thing? Because that's what I'm hearing, is that this thing people keep saying it's coded, somehow DNA coded, like a weapon could be done, that it only certain people die. Other people can get it, but only East Asians die. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know if it's true.
So in a similar vein to how sickle cell can only affect people of African descent, is it sort of in that vein?
Well, every human is of African descent. Every single human.
Okay. Yeah, but not every single human can get sickle cell anemia.
True. Because, of course, when you leave, leave Africa,
then rather than say
you
of African descent, I will just say black people then, since apparently you didn't like the terminology.
Yeah. Well, no, but it's a thing. Every single human being is of African descent.
Sure.
If you look far enough back.
Yeah.
Different groups left at different
times. But that's also
times.
like saying every human being is an amoeba. So things that affect amoeba should also, and this is, I'm not alleging that white people evolved from black people. Let me clarify that now. That's not what I was getting at. But it's like saying that, a virus that affects an amoeba must affect humans, because humans, if you look far enough back, are just amoebas.
Well, I didn't draw any conclusion from the fact that we're all of African descent, but every single human is of African descent.
Sure. So I haven't heard anything about the coronavirus, whatever they're calling it now, COVID-19 or whatever, only killing East Asians.
See, I
think it's mostly the Chinese government killing East Asians at this point.
Well, that's the other thing. There's another kind of video that I've seen on various feeds that is, I mean, I've seen the government taking people who've fallen out in the street. I've seen corpses lying in the street, but then I've also seen people who appear perfectly healthy, able to try to fight back, but you're fighting your own government and you don't have any guns, you poor brave fools. And
the thing that struck me the most about some of these videos was when the police went into an apartment building to arrest one of the people there to put them under quarantine because they were infected, and they didn't arrest anyone else in that apartment.
Yeah. And
I mean that's pretty clear. You're not trying to quarantine these people, or you'd get everyone in that apartment, because everyone in that apartment is infected if any one of them is infected.
Well, and not just that, but they're engaging in fisticuffs while wearing surgical masks. Okay, if you're fighting and you're any good at it, there's gonna be some blood. So if there's blood flying around the room, surgical mask ain't gonna help you.
You're exposing yourself.
Yeah. So either these soldiers who are fighting with these people are going to die, and probably anybody in the immediate vicinity, or these people aren't sick. None of this adds up. Something's going on in China. I don't know what it is, but I don't believe any of it.
855-450-3733. What do you think about what is happening in China?
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Don't miss this year's LibertyCon with great speakers like Whole Foods CEO John Mackey, Congressman Justin Amash, and Nobel Prize winner Vernon Smith. Attend 2 spectacular debates. Is government necessary, and does capitalism require government intervention? Network with over 70 pro-liberty organizations. This and a whole lot more. April the 3rd through the 5th in Washington, D.C. Visit LibertyCon.com and use code FTL for a $10 discount on LibertyCon.com.
Free Talk Live.
They're the mafia. They function like the mafia. They think like the mafia. They hire people who think like the mafia. The only difference is they put on a front that there's something legitimate and legal and valid about all of it.
Well, there's no Don in this particular mafia. The Don is the majority of people who went out and voted and then put their new Don in place. And sometimes the Dons change and sometimes they don't. Incumbents are very difficult to unseat, and but their henchmen stay in place the whole time. It's quite a sophisticated mob operation.
It is. Well,
that
it's
they
the
have.
mafia that is so successful that has so brilliantly pulled the wool over people's eyes that they've actually gotten people to give them their children so the mafia can educate them into believing that they need the mafia.
Right. We have free indoctrination camps. Schools for you to send your kids to.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
Should you be able to earn an honest living free from senseless government interference? The Institute for Justice thinks so. That's why we've spent years defending hard-working men and women from pointless government regulations. Nationwide, IJ has created opportunity by reducing government power, but there is still more work to be done. Visit our website today at ij.org. Let IJ take care of the government so you can take care of your business.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
The political world is a maddening cesspool of corruption and lies. Nobody tells the truth. Nobody keeps campaign promises. Nobody obeys the Constitution. Nobody puts the people first. How can we ever escape this web of tyranny? Vote for nobody.
Hi, my name is Nobody. I'm running for governor of New Hampshire because nobody knows how to live your life better than you do, and nobody deserves that kind of power. I want to put you back in control of your money, your lifestyle, your work, your body, and your life. Nobody should rule you but you. New Hampshire convicts many people of so-called crimes that should never have been prosecuted. If elected, I will pardon every victimless crime in New Hampshire history. This includes drug, gambling, prostitution, gun, and driving offenses. Nobody should have a criminal record when they have not harmed anybody.
Wouldn't it be nice to have nobody telling you what to do? Learn more at electnobody.com.
electnobody.com.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
Gray.
And nobody.
And I've got a Liberty update for you from LibertyCon. You don't want to miss these two very special debates. First, is government necessary? This debate will feature David Freeman and Timothy Sandifer. One of them, obviously, is going to argue that government is not necessary. The other one is going to argue that it is.
It'd be a better debate that way.
Second, does capitalism require government intervention? In this debate, Gene Epstein is going to debate Stephen Pearlstein of the Washington Post. Epstein's going to argue that government intervention is not necessary. Pearlstein will argue that it is necessary. Also, John Mackey, Whole Foods CEO and co-founder, is going to speak on conscious capitalism. But be part of LibertyCon. It's a unique Liberty convention, April the 3rd through the 5th in Washington, D.C., for people who want to network with more than 70 pro-liberty organizations for internship opportunities, business opportunities, or career advancement. Visit libertycon.com for more details on the incredible list of speakers, events, and student discounts. That's libertycon.com. Use code FTL for a $10 discount.
They need to add a third part, and I want to do that, to the does capitalism require government intervention? There should be a third person making a third argument, and I would love to be the guy making it, that as soon as there's a government intervention, it's not capitalism. Because at that point, some of the means of production belong to the government, which masquerades as the people. So at that point, that's your first step to socialism, and that's the step you've got to avoid is the first one.
Yeah, I would tend to agree, but let's go to the phones because this is sure to be interesting. We've got James calling from Arizona. James, you're on Free Talk Live.
I'm out.
Greg, I'd like to be the third person in the room that's making like a nobody and wanting to call a judge and give him a piece of my mind. That's an allusion to the first hour that you weren't around.
You mean Gray?
Oh, forgive me, Gray.
Okay.
Hi, Gray. I should like to take control of the airways real quick and remark on some of the obscenities that I've heard come out of somebody that fittingly calls himself a nobody.
Yeah.
It was 75 years ago that the United States government ended the evil empire of Japan's wicked reign across what we call the Far East. You know, and if they'd only surrendered like after we firebombed Tokyo, killing thousands of children, and the disgusting diehard statist parents that had been helping the emperor murder upwards of 20 million people over the course of 14 years, not to mention 250,000 Americans that lost their lives. Many of them even surrendered and then were butchered by the evil empire of Japan's statist.
So James,
not to
this is
mention
the only time anybody monologues. So
Palestine is not. Israelis are not committing genocide in Palestine. In fact, it's a despicable smear. Not to blame anybody other than Yasser Arafat and the PLO for the fate that the Palestinians are suffering to this very second. Not to mention in Yemen, yes, there's wars going on in the Middle East because diehard Islamic statists like Aria, except people like Aria that take the Quran deadly serious, are willing.
When did I become an Islamic diehard statist or whatever?
You
it
had
is
me
you
for a
just
minute.
said?
I don't know you was that person.
You're a diehard progressive, Aria.
I'm a diehard progressive. Okay, that's a new one.
Between you and an Islamic statist in Yemen that didn't move to New Hampshire but moved to Yemen. There are many people in Yemen right now murdering people because they don't agree with them. That's the only difference between you and an Islamic.
Hold on. The only difference. Look, hold on. I want to make sure I understood what you said. The only difference between me and Islamists in
Islamist
Yemen is that I don't agree with them?
No, that you don't murder people that don't agree with you.
Is that I don't
You
murder
make like
people who...
nobody
That's a
and don't
pretty
big difference.
Yeah, that's a pretty substantial difference there, James.
I completely agree with you.
The
I
only
completely
difference
agree with you.
between,
I
Charles
completely
Manson
agree with
and
you.
me is that I don't murder people.
That's the only difference
completely
between
agree with
like
you.
peaceful people and the government.
Oh, by the way, that whole thing about the wedding party, that
The one that Barack
unfortunately was
Obama
drone strike,
bombed?
Unfortunately, it was drone strike, happened in the Bush administration. And just like I'm alluding to you being a right-wing progressive, you heard about that all the time on Air America Radio about a wedding party being drone striked. Because you guys accuse the United States government of murdering people throughout the world, but you're not doing anything about it.
Yeah, let me go ahead and correct you there. The Weckbach 2 wedding party was committed, in fact, by Barack Obama and not George W. Bush.
No, there was one that happened in the George Bush administration.
Okay, I'm not going to say there wasn't, but that's even worse.
Same
you
pig,
get that
different
that's
hat.
worse, right?
I'm not defending somebody making a terrible mistake, of which they paid with their careers, by the way.
Oh, no.
So
Well, these people
I
paid
know
for that
a
mistake
man-
with
I
their
know a man
lives.
I know a man who's a major in the U.S. military who literally does make like a kid playing.
Is
on
this the
Atari
father who's
and
so
drone
disappointed
strike
in you?
people, But say again.
Is this the father who's so disappointed in you?
Gray, this is what I've been saying for the longest of time. All progressives have to smear itself. He doesn't want to talk about serious issues, about the stupid things that come out of nobody's mouth. That, again, even if it happened in the Barack administration, Aria.
Are you a supporter of Barack Obama?
I'm not going to even... That's such a stupid question, but Gray, I want to talk about Bitcoin with you.
It was a legitimate question. Do you support Barack Obama?
Stupid.
Let's talk about Bitcoin.
Gray, I've been on the public airways many times on so-called Free Talk Live where you're broadcasting from a so-called church. I've never mentioned Barack Obama favorably ever, nor Aria's just trying to make like Ian Bernard that he's learned so well from, to switch the subject rather than respond to the stupid points that come out of Rich Paul's brain. Again, Nagasaki and Hiroshima would have never happened if the evil empire of Japan had just surrendered. Period.
I mean, you're generally correct.
1945.
In most
And by the
cases,
way-
aggressors
by the
will
way,
not kill
you've
their
never
victims
dropped
if
an
their
atomic
victims
bomb
will
on
just
anybody
submit.
since.
You are correct.
Bitcoin.
The United States of America has made tens of thousands of atomic and nuclear weapons since and has not dropped one on any innocent human
Okay,
being.
James, you said you had Bitcoin questions for Gray?
Well, that's a good point. All those things he talked
It's a
about,
very
if
good
something like
point.
Bitcoin
It's a very
existed,
good
that would be
point.
very
If you were
hard
the
for
adult
those.
in the room-
Go ahead. You're talking.
If you had been the adult in the room, you would have already pointed that out to a megalomaniac named Rich Paul, who thinks he's the font of all wisdom and doesn't want to talk to me because, oh, did I hurt his feelings after he hurt mine?
Okay, James,
Yes.
you said you had a Bitcoin question for Gray?
Yeah, at the top of every half hour, some guy from the Liberty, whatever, news network mentions how much Bitcoin is worth in what?
Dollars.
Yes, paper notes.
War
Now,
dollars.
Yeah, war dollars. You call them war dollars. It's funny. You just answered my question. I don't find
What was the
all
question?
the Bitcoin that you money changers I completely met 10 years ago. I thought Bitcoin was a complete scam by a guy named Kashi Nakamoto from a creature from the cyberspace.
Okay,
Jekyll
James,
Island.
thank you so much for the call. I'm going to explain to Gray what your question was because you've asked it before. He wants to know what Bitcoin even is if the only useful expressions of its value are denominated in USD. Like you don't say 0.026 Bitcoin cash in dealing with people. You say $10 worth of Bitcoin cash.
I could say that
You
to
could
you,
denominate-
but I'm going to describe it in whatever the people are using.
Right,
But
because-
that would change at some point.
Because
I
it's a
think.
matter of familiarity. It's the same thing if I said, oh, well, this table is, 56 centimeters long. That wouldn't mean anything to most people. If I would say, well, it's about 5.5 feet long, that would mean something to them because it's just the measurement system that most people are used to dealing with.
I'd love to say in something other than dollars, but chickens, I don't care.
And the USD just happens to be the measurement system that people are used to dealing with. 855-450-3733. This is Free Talk Live.
Looking for that edge during those intimate moments? We see many ads for enhancement, but the side effects include death. At GCN Team, we should change the Healthy Body, Brain, and Heart Pack to the Healthy Libido Pack. The brain and heart are not the only organs that require a healthy vascular system. For proper blood flow at the right moment, go to GCNteam.com or call 877-878-4203. That's 877-878-4203. That's 877-878-4203.
Jake was in big trouble with the IRS. He owed how much?
$92,000.
Ouch. The IRS left no room for Jake to breathe.
They put a lien on my house, took all the money out of my bank account, took money out of my paychecks. So it was a nightmare.
He needed help fast.
I figured that all these companies were the same until I called Federal Tax Management. You could just tell they knew what they were talking about. Right then and there, I felt like I had some hope.
Stop the liens, levies, and garnishments fast and qualify for one of several special IRS programs that could reduce or even eliminate your tax debt. So, how'd it go for Jake?
They did what they said they would do. They came through for me. I ended up saving an unbelievable amount. I was so jazzed. I was extremely happy.
If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes, take Jake's advice.
Give Federal Tax Management a phone call. If they help me, they can help anybody.
Call the Federal Tax Management Hotline now. 800-503-8625. 800-503-8625. 800-503-8625.
Do the letters IRS give you anxiety? I'm Dan Pilla. I've defended people from the IRS for more than 40 years. My book, How to Get Tax Amnesty, created the tax resolution industry and is responsible for helping hundreds of thousands of people. It can help you too. If you're a non-filer or facing IRS enforcement right now, your case is unique. You need real help, not cookie-cutter advice. My clients get my personal attention. Buy my book at danpilla.com and get a free consultation directly with me. That's danpilla.com. Let's start solving your tax problem right now.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
This This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
Gray.
And nobody formerly known as Rich Paul.
And I want to say thank you to Barry and Libertarian Banker. They are amplifiers for tonight. Barry was actually missed Monday, but Barry, thank you so much. They are members of the AMP program that you can find out more about at amp.freetalklive.com. It stands for Advertise, Market, and Promote, because money contributed to the AMP program is used strictly to advertise, market, and promote Free Talk Live. So if you like what we're doing and you want to help us reach a larger audience, get on more radio stations, all of that good stuff, then you might consider signing up for the AMP program. You can find out you can sign up and do all of that stuff. Again, that's amp.freetalklive.com, and you can get access to a number of cool little perks like the AMP-only Facebook group, the AMP-only Discord call line, AMP-only discussion group, chat room, I don't know what the word would be, chat channel on discord.freetalklive.com. So just check it out. It's amp.freetalklive.com. Barry and Libertarian Banker, thank you so much, and we hope you continue to amplify the show to help us reach an even larger audience. Now, let's end the show on a positive high note, or a possible one. Edward Snowden, Julian Assange, and Chelsea Manning nominated for a 2020 Nobel Peace Prize. Now, if this is anything more than a publicity stunt, I will be very pleased.
I remember going to a hot dog joint in North Carolina, and the owner started giving out pennies to everybody when they came through as a Nobel Peace Prize when Obama won one. I said, what's this? He's like, that's your Nobel Peace Prize because we're giving one out to everybody.
Oh, of course, it's hard to say whether or not it's a publicity stunt, because couldn't you say that isn't the Nobel Prize itself, the existence of it, the awarding of it, isn't that a publicity stunt? I mean, they're doing something to get exposure, to give exposure to what this guy has done. Well, that's publicity. So the entire Nobel Prize is a publicity stunt. So you can't say whether so even if it isn't a publicity stunt, it is.
Good point.
It's a good message to get out, I think.
So and I'm not saying it's bad. It's just done for publicity.
So someone whose name I won't even attempt to say said, I am one of a total of 17 members of our parliamentary group who have nominated Julian Assange, Chelsea Manning, and Edward Snowden for the 2020 Nobel Peace Prize.
Now, what is his parliamentary group? What does this guy do?
They decide who gets the Nobel Peace Prize.
Okay, so they form a collection of parliaments?
What? It's a parliamentary style group of 17 people who decides who gets the Nobel Peace Prize.
Well, when he says my, it sounds like there may be many of these things.
Well, he didn't say my.
Oh, okay, never mind.
These brave people should not be criminalized, but should be recognized and honored. The war criminals and their henchmen must be held accountable.
Thank you.
Well, they gave one of those war criminals, as you were pointing out, a Nobel Peace Prize back in 2008.
And then he dropped 20,000 Nobel Peace bombs on the Middle East.
The largest number of bombs ever dropped by a Nobel Peace Prize winner, I believe.
And I mean, until he killed all those people, the most horrific thing about the Nobel Peace Prize is they literally gave it to him immediately after he was elected on the assumption that he'd do something great. And all he did is what they all do, which is kill a bunch of people.
Yes, but he did run, and a lot of people believed him, myself among them.
Who the hell cares?
He did.
Lots of people running for president.
We did.
Every 4 years, somebody gets elected.
Yeah, and we did care because he came along with the message of hope and peace and change that, galvanized an entire generation of people. And then
How did they not know he was lying?
Because we were young and naive.
Oh,
did you know the first time you voted that you were being lied to? Did you know the first time you ever heard a politician spoke that they were lying? If so, you have an omniscience that I envy.
Yeah, well, it's not omniscience. It's having a grandmother who probably the single sentence that she said to me most was, "Don't trust nobody." She was Armenian. Her people, her entire family was massacred. And I mean, when she was a child, she was like 13. You've seen the photographs of these Armenian girls, teenage girls, crucified up and down the fucking road.
She lived through
Rich.
that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, moving along.
I didn't say that.
We feel that Assange, Manning, and Snowden have to be recognized for their unprecedented contributions to their pursuit of justice and their immense personal sacrifices to promote peace for all. Especially, well, I don't want to say especially any of these people, but Chelsea Manning seems to be facing, and Julian, actually, yeah, I can't even say that because they're all facing severe consequences in somewhat different ways.
Yeah, risking their lives.
Snowden still is unlikely to ever be able to return to his homeland.
Well, not just that, but he's a useful guy, and he's subject to the tender, loving care of Putin. And that's...
Yeah, but he's protected. He's protected in Russia by being someone who makes the American government so angry. Well, and Putin likes that.
Right. But the thing is...
Until he doesn't.
That's, so he can play Scheherazade. But the thing about playing Scheherazade is you have to keep talking. And I would not want to be in a position where sooner or later Putin's going to want me to say something that I'm not going to say. And I think that would be a terrible experience.
I don't think that the state of governmental oppression in Russia for the average person or even for Edward Snowden is going to be that bad. That sounds more like something that could happen in China or North Korea.
Well,
I think Russia is probably about on par with the United States as far as freedom goes and being compelled by the government to do various things.
In some ways, you may well be right. But think about Putin. Putin was he was running the KGB, not after, but before.
The KGB that no longer exists.
Well, the KGB that no longer exists. But when it did exist, he was doing the things that organization did and ordering the things that
Well, the current head of the CIA
did.
led the torture program at Abu Ghraib.
Yes, absolutely. And that's my point, is these are not garden variety monsters. And I would definitely not want to be in a position where I was within the power of Putin, and he might want me to say something that I don't want to say or do something that I don't want to do.
Yeah, but my point is the same could be said about being an American citizen with that person being the head of the CIA. I mean, right now, you're at just as much risk of having the head of the CIA try to compel you to do something as Snowden likely is of having Putin try to compel him to say something.
To some extent, you're right in that it's already happened where the FBI came and tried to compel me to turn Ian in, and literally, he didn't ask me where I got my weed. He told me who he wanted me to try to buy weed from. And it's like, that's not how any of this works, you know?
Anyway, with the unveiling of U.S. war crimes in Afghanistan and Iraq and the global surveillance program of the U.S. Secret Services, these three have exposed the architecture of war and strengthened the architecture of peace. I don't know how much I can agree with that last one, because it doesn't seem like we're any closer to peace today than we have been at any point in human history.
Well, you know, the thing is, there's peace isn't something you get close to. Ron Paul, when he was running for president, you know, they said,
what do you mean it's not something you get close to?
Well, I'll illustrate the point, and if you still don't come to,
I don't know that you're going to have time to.
When they asked Ron Paul,
succinctly, what do you mean that peace isn't something?
Okay, I can't do it if you're talking over me. So when they asked Ron Paul how was he going to get out of the Middle East, he said, "We just marched in. We can just march out." You don't have to approach peace anytime you stop killing people. Just stop doing it.
Sure, but the U.S. stopping killing people isn't going to stop the Russian government or the Chinese government from killing people. So there still won't be peace as long as there's still a state, whether those states are waging war against each other or not. And I would say we would still have moved closer to peace if there was no more interstate conflict.
See, to me, I don't know.
Head on over to
just gonna
freetalklive.com to check out the show archive going back more than 10 years. Again, that's freetalklive.com. And once again, you might consider checking out the AMP program. You can find out more about that at amp.freetalklive.com.
Our history classes start teaching the Constitution around 1776 or even later. The foundation of our Constitution goes deeper than that. Without examining the context that gave America its principles and its founding documents, we cannot understand